Ayy, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716, make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and Niggas talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills dominating on the field. And our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live version of the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. Before we name names, I want to welcome everybody that is here on Facebook Live. You are on our Facebook page, baby. Everybody that's been following us here, this is going to be your reward from now on. You're going to get to see the behind the scenes stuff that goes on while we set up, while we sitting here. And I promise you, it's not going to be quiet. We was just really trying to hurry up and scramble today because we didn't get everything set up early enough, and that's on me.
I'm a different man off the camera. I'm a different man off the camera.
No, you're not. Don't pay that no attention. Anyway, welcome everybody on YouTube. Welcome everybody on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got a lot of good stuff here for you today. Hopefully you enjoy it. I am your co-host Aramis.
Your boy Melly Mac.
And this is Key.
And we are back. Let's get right into it. So we got what stuff we heard. You can go ahead and pull that right up.
I was wondering if I had permission because I mean my screen is blank. He stole my thunder literally.
Ask for permission later.
You right, Mel. What you got? Because mine is informal stuff.
Mine is basically all the free agent signings, man.
Okay, well,
let's get to it.
Let's go to let's not because you know he want to park on one particular one.
We're
gonna give him time on that. We're gonna give him time because we know which one he wants to talk about. We gonna
blowing me up before I even get to pull the trigger. Come on now.
We're gonna let it rock. So what you got, Matt?
What do you think was like the biggest surprise for like the free agent signings? Like we got Barkley,
Devin Singletary going to New York on the first day.
What?
Oh yeah, Devin Singletary is a giant.
The motor.
Yeah, on the first day of free agency. Well, it's not yet.
What is Dayball doing? I liked him.
And
but so far I have no clue what the heck he's doing.
They give him 3 years, $16 million.
For Singletary?
That was your biggest surprise?
But that says on your spirit. What did you have? Was it a punter? Yo, this gonna be good.
Wait. We didn't ask him this yet.
What?
Matt Hott, you like the signing?
He's a punter.
Wait. But did you hear what they said about why Matt Hawk was signed?
Oh yeah, we had a you missed it. We were talking to you, but you weren't here.
Tyler Bass's best year as a kicker was when Matt Hawk was here at holding the ball.
Put the camera on Matt. There you go.
So basically, we got him because he's a great holder.
No, we have a place kicking holder specialist. A place kicker holder specialist. That's what we named him.
Right. That's exactly what happened. Wow. So now we have 2 punters.
Wow.
And guess what? He didn't come cheap either.
Oh, that's right.
Hold up. You think we probably gonna keep Sam Martin then?
I would not be surprised.
I thought he was going when they signed him, and Aaron just bursted that bubble for me.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't see us keeping on to for the whole 53. I don't think so.
Hey, they got to do something with Tyler Metcalf's spot.
That was what I was trying to say, man. Like in all seriousness, this is the team, and I know there are other teams out there that have like core special teamers, but I don't think there's a team out there that kept around as many as the Bills did.
We have the 5th highest special team salary. The 5th highest in the league.
Says it all right there.
Mm-hmm. Who has the highest? Huh? Who got the highest?
I'll pull it up.
Watch it be like the Steelers or somebody.
It's going to be somebody that just. While I'm doing that, Matt, what was your answer? Because you seem less than enthralled by my answer. So what do you got,
dude? So just the fact that kind of like with the Giants, like, bro, Saquon Barkley's about to go to the Eagles. Well, who's gonna have to play the Giants twice a year?
Yeah.
Like,
did you hear what GR said when they announced it?
Nah.
They said Saquon Barkley's replacement, Devin Singletary. I said, seriously? You said that with a straight face? How can you? That's like apples and grapes. Not even apples and oranges, just apples and grapes.
Dude.
His replacement. Man, please.
I mean, just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he got a nice contract, which I think he's one of the top running backs not named Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? So, but they going all in, man. And behind that line, he gonna be a beast, bro.
Yeah,
he gonna be a beast, man.
Like I said in the text, man. I mean, it's weird when Shane Steichen left last year. It seemed to be a little bit harder for the Eagles to kind of blow teams open or blow their defense open the way they used to the first year they got AJ Brown, right? But I don't think Nick Sirianni is a guy that has been consistently inconsistent, right? There's always been an ebb and a flow throughout the year, but for the most part, he's had a pretty good passing game and a solid, heavy run game to his offense, right? So I think I say all that to say I think they'll get it back. I think they'll be at a point where they can use Barkley to take a little bit of pressure off of their quarterback and Jalen Hurts, and I think Jalen Hurts being there with those receivers will take a lot of the pressure off of Barkley. I mean, according to PFF, the Eagles' offensive line had 2 of the best tackles in the entire NFL. Yeah. So that's already a bonus when you consider he's dealt with probably the bottom 5 worst offensive line in the league for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So
what about Russell Wilson?
1.2 mil
To Pittsburgh.
That was the ultimate FU to Denver.
Yo, I was just about to say that.
Hey, Denver's still paying him.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, because that's why he said I'll play for 1.2 because he knows Denver has to go be on the cap. Anything Pittsburgh would have paid him comes out Denver's cap.
Right.
So out of spite,
he
said I'm taking league minimum, so they have to pay me all their money.
So if he said, let's say, give me $30 million, that would have took 30 off of Denver's cut?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
So he signed for the littlest amount possible so that Denver. Right, exactly.
Let's go, Russ. Let's ride, baby. Let's ride.
I tweeted that out too. I said, Steeler Nation, let's ride.
Oh no. What? Don't perpetuate that mess.
Hey, I ain't no Steeler fan.
What? Yeah, but the whole Broncos country stuff, like
Steeler Nation.
Right.
Let's ride.
I don't think they definitely ain't doing that. Tomlin will walk right up in the middle of that camera. No, get your behind back in practice. We ain't doing that.
Like Omar Epps ain't doing that.
And then what all the quarterbacks, man. There's a lot of quarterback shuffling. So you got Russ, Kurt, got the payday. He in Atlanta, which I think that's gonna be a good spot for him, man.
I mean his payday wasn't that bad actually.
Bro, 180?
That's not guaranteed. It's only $100 million guaranteed though. Over 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's only $20 million guaranteed. The rest is just bonuses. That's not too bad.
They say he's walking right into an offense he knows already, so
yeah.
He got talent there already. And then you got Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, he was 2 years.
2 years, 25 mil.
Yeah, 12-5 to Oakland or Las Vegas.
To the Raiders.
Really quick, I'm sorry if I can just back up a step to the Kirk Cousins thing because I was thinking about this too. Can you so Kirk Cousins stepping into that offense, do we think that is the one thing that they needed to be a playoff team? Do we think that unlocks the Falcons offense? Because they Bijan Robinson, they got Drake London, now they still got Kyle Pitts. All they need is a number 2 receiver, really, and they can go.
I would say quarterback was one of their biggest issues, but the other thing is too, I got to see them roll on offense. Like I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? Not to say it's all on the quarterback. The quarterback was a lot of it, but so now there's no excuse. Like you got Kirk Cousins, you got the receivers, you got the running back, you got the tight end. Maybe he'll finally get used but like I got to see the offense work out, man.
Mm-hmm. So really quick, Key, in terms of Kyle Pitts and Drake London's capabilities, can you just talk a little bit about like what their scouting reports were? I know you looked into Pitts. Did you look into London at all when he was coming out?
Not so much, but I can tell you Drake London is more of a possession receiver. He's not going to – I had him on fantasy team. I mean, he's kind of underwhelming, if you want to call it that, on the fantasy side. But
do you think that was because of quarterback play? Or
no, that's his style. I mean, he's a volume receiver. So he's not going to take anything and break it long. They still need a distant receiver like a Troy Franklin or somebody like that. They still need – Xavier Worthy, or they still need Lab McClunky. So they do need that Calvin Ridley kind of receiver that they had at the time, because right now I don't know who the number 2 is, which I don't think they have.
Well, I think Drake London is the number 2. I think Kyle Pitts is going to end up being the number 1 this year.
Well, that's their wide receiver. He's a tight end. So
I know.
Who's their? What I mean wide receiver though? Drake London's their number 1 receiver,
we
and
can
then
look up there.
Yeah, I don't know who their.
Let me see. So their depth chart has Drake London, Scotty Miller, Van Jefferson, Mac Hollins, and Kadero Hodge.
So that's going to be between Jefferson and.
Yeah, I think Van Jefferson might end up being their number
Jefferson.
2.
But the other dude too, he's beastly. Oh, what's his name?
Scotty?
Nah, the other dude you said.
Mac Hollins?
Mac Hollins.
Yeah, he a big boy.
He's like.
Yeah, they need that. They need that speed receiver.
Yeah.
Drake London is like I said, he's a volume guy, position guy, but he's not going to threaten you over the top. He's not going to threaten you anywhere outside of intermediate. So if you're trying to take the top off of defense, you still got to do some looking.
What about my man, Gabe Davis? See how much he got paid?
Yay! I'm glad he's going.
Right, I'm just glad it wasn't us paying him.
See how much he got paid?
$13 million.
For 3 years? That's what's up, man.
Yeah, he's got the potential to make 16.
Yeah.
16 and a half or whatever it is.
Now, I'll make a bold statement. I guarantee you he become the number 1 wide receiver in Jacksonville.
Really?
Easily the number 1.
They still have.
Ridley might not be there, so if Ridley's going, I guess, but.
They still have who's the speed guy?
Christian
They
Kirk.
got Kirk and they got Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
Oh, Zay Jones is still
he's
there?
gone too?
Yeah, he gone.
He's not gone, but he ain't gonna see the field.
Well, he's on the team.
they picked
Yeah,
him.
he's still on the team.
He on the team, but
that's what they got. They got.
he's not gonna see the field with Davis on there now.
might.
If Ridley stay, like
Who's
if
the
Ridley
third?
if he leave, then there's gonna be Zay, Gabriel, and Christian Kirk. If they wind up keeping Ridley, he's not gonna see the field.
So Jacksonville has the 17th overall pick right now. Before them is Seattle, Indy, who just re-signed Pittman. I think he got 3 years, $70 million.
Pittman.
Yeah, from Indy.
Yeah.
Did they redid him?
Yeah.
I thought he got franchised. They also he
Well,
signed.
yeah, but then they worked out a contract.
They did
with
work some
him.
out.
Yeah.
Right. Because it was the same thing where they got franchised. He was like, bro. He was like, all right, well. Because T. Higgins did the same thing. They franchised him. He was like, I want out. I want to trade.
Well, I knew that. Yeah.
Word?
T. Higgins wants out.
He wants out. So as soon as they said, we're going to tag you, nope, I'm gone. Trade.
He formally asked for a trade.
Wow.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, we're looking at, whoa.
Breaking news. What you got?
Carolina's got the first overall pick now
Okay.
From
Chicago.
Chicago.
What?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. well, let's. You want to look into that?
They go get another quarterback?
Let's ride. No.
They just drafted?
No.
No? You don't think so? They got to. Who are they taking with the number 1?
Marty Marr.
Oh, yeah.
You think they go Harrison?
Yeah.
Marty Marr.
Or Rome. Or I'm
No,
not
no.
Rome.
No,
not
no,
Rome.
no.
I'm sorry.
Neighbors.
Neighbors.
Malik
Yeah, Malik Neighbors.
Because
Yeah.
I was about to double down, but I didn't want your heart to stop. I was like, wait, that's why I said, no, wait a minute. It could be Neighbors.
Listen.
So you think he will be the wide receiver number 1?
They're not going with back-to-back number 1 quarterback.
I mean, they
All
could.
right, let me ask you a question. Do you think they got the right guy?
I don't know. I mean, they got a new coach, so I don't know what he's going to institute with the guy.
That's what,
I don't think they got the right guy.
If he's still there now and didn't get packaged in a deal with to draft or whatever, I think they're going to give him another year. I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I think the day and age of the Russell Wilson style, Baker Mayfield style quarterbacks that are a little bit shorter and mobile, I think that day is coming to an end. Defenses are just too fast now. So guys like that are not going to be, athletic enough to really make a lot of, off script plays. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are going to have to make plays from the pocket, so much so that it forces defenses to stay back and play coverage, right? Then and only then do I think those quarterbacks will get the benefit of the doubt like Russell Wilson used to be able to scramble, right? But I think even Russell Wilson's effectiveness in scrambling came from, his ability to get the ball downfield. He's always been a great downfield passer. So, but this is really interesting. Carolina getting the first overall pick. I'm on Tankathon, which is a draft order website. They have other draft information for other leagues, but what they have right now is Carolina having traded for the first overall pick from Chicago.
They probably got a haul.
Absolutely.
What they traded from where? Where were they?
Man,
where's Chicago now?
Huh?
Where's Chicago now?
First overall.
Chicago's
Chicago. So they still have their 9th overall pick, but hold on.
I remember seeing something days earlier where the GM of the Chicago was saying that somebody offered him a decision that would basically change the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like they probably gave him a lot.
I'm thinking.
What you thinking?
I mean, I if they really were giving up on their quarterback, wouldn't Justin Fields be part of this? I would think they would get a quarterback in this somewhere. So I just don't think they gave up on Bryce Young yet.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Or the only reason why that hit to me was why would you go up that far to get the first overall? Because Marvin Harrison wasn't going first.
He was.
You think so?
Potentially. He in a lot of mocks, you'll see him going first.
Yeah.
They don't have Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is actually dropping.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dropping. I don't think he's going to really drop come draft day, but they got him dropping. I've seen him as low as like 11.
And then here's the thing: we already know this is flooded with wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So why go to number 1 just to get? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, I would.
I don't know.
I could see him getting Jalen Daniels at 9.
Yeah,
I could see him being there at 9.
So kind of get both of them. Like get your
if they wanted to.
Yeah.
If they wanted to, but I definitely think they traded up to.
I tell you what though, if they don't pan out with this, dude, they gonna be in trouble.
What's that with the quarterback?
Carolina, bro, they done botched 2 drafts.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Carolina, yeah.
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 And who was their coach now? Do we know?
Who, Carolina?
Mm-hmm. I can find it pretty quickly. I just wanted to.
Okay. I'm still looking into this trade. Like it's saying. Let me see here.
This show is going to be so disjointed because every time something pops up, we're talking about it. Every time something pops up.
Are you saying that for everybody watching on Facebook?
Yeah.
Now? I think everybody on YouTube already knew this.
Yeah.
While y'all
Dave
looking,
Dave Canales is their new coach.
Okay.
While y'all looking, what do y'all think about they taking San Francisco taking what you call from us? Man?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
You good, Floyd?
I'm good.
Oh.
I mean,
remember we had the conversation like if you had the option, are you keeping Ebenezer, Floyd, or our D tackle Daquan Jones?
Mm-hmm.
I think A said definitely take AJ Ebenezer, but I was hoping that they was finding a way to keep both of them. But
I knew they weren't going to keep both because I knew Floyd was going to price himself out of here. I mean, he didn't get what people thought he might get. He got what, 20 mil?
20 mil.
I think 12 mil is guaranteed, so that's 6 mil a season. So that's pretty much what he was here for. But if you look at the moves they're making, they're gearing up for something big.
Who's that?
The Bills.
Yeah,
they're gearing up for something big. Yeah, something big.
Bro, there's no way they're using all 11 draft picks.
It's not even that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. Look what they got going on. They reworked Dawson Knox to save money. They reworked Deon Dawkins to save money. Well, they extended him to save money. Yep. They haven't touched Josh yet. Josh is going to get done, and that's going to. Right now, we're right at about 0. So just by restructuring Josh, you're talking about $20 million to the good.
If they restructure, will be 20 plus.
Yeah,
20,
so we'll be,
20 to the good.
Under the cap by 20.
Yeah.
So there was one other person that you said we could restructure to get like an additional 9.
Let me look. I know they did. Dawkins is going to be a big one, and that's why I said I like it when we were talking before.
Yeah.
I know you wanted them going all together, but
right.
I think by extending them 3 years, see they needed that fat to be able to move his money somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So by doing so, they made him the 4th richest left tackle in the league, but they gave themselves a lot of wiggle room to do some cap surgery this year and further down the line. So, I mean, a worst case scenario, if you build upon him, he's your backup at some point. That's a hell of a backup to have because he's been here for by then 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Could you get better? Sure. But somebody that's been sturdy, he's been pretty, he hasn't been injured too often. He's been pretty reliable. So they covet that. And you pay your own, I guess. When you're the snowman, you get paid. But I'm telling you, when they I don't know what the numbers are with Dawson Knox, but that was something they didn't have to do. But they reworked it. They didn't restructure. They reworked it. So they moved stuff. They didn't add years to it. They didn't do any funny bit. They just took money away and said, "Here, we're going to put it here instead." So I think, a lot of signs point to. I'm really hoping not a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking,
For us?
yeah.
You don't want one?
No, because I want to draft one, dude. I want to draft. I want 2 out of the draft, and I want him to play. So if you go get Calvin Ridley, he's 29. You got Diggs, who's 30, 29, 30. We're not getting younger, and you just paid a lot more money over there. And
Curtis Samuel is.
Well, he's a low one. You don't have to worry about doing all this cap surgery for him, because I think he's going to be a later free agent. I don't think he's going to be a day one. A day one for Samuel? I don't think so.
Oh, we haven't seen anything, so that's obvious.
Or maybe he might just be like right there, boom.
Right. So it's weird. According to Spotrac, we are 12 over the cap, and according to Over the Cap, we're 14 over the cap.
I would go with 12 because you're going to notice that Dawkins' numbers aren't in there.
They have him. Oh, that's just his calculated market value. Yeah, they don't have his contract in there. Okay, so his extension brings us to 0 then.
His extension, I'm not sure exactly where it brings us right now. I don't want to say because I don't see it.
Okay.
But yeah, his extension, you're looking at, I'd say in a negative $2 million range. So at that point, where is Knox? Because Knox would be another one I don't think is in here. Yeah, I don't think he's in here.
Yeah, it doesn't
yet.
look like he's been restructured. Right?
Yeah, he's still at 14 mil. So yeah, these numbers aren't. So right now we could be sitting at just about 0. So when they hit Josh Allen, you're talking about adding your 20 mil, and you're good to go. And if you want to do something with like a Steph Diggs, which I wouldn't. Right. Ed Oliver, that's the one we're talking. That's who I said they should. They got to redo Oliver. They got to.
Got you.
If they redo Oliver,
and that's
about
what
30
you
mil.
said.
Yeah, we'll have about 30 mil total.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's where we're looking at.
Hopefully it's Simmons. You don't like Simmons? I know you like your safeties and all.
No, you know what? I mean, Simmons. How old is he? How old is Simmons?
30, I think now.
Nah. I can't do it. Cut me deep. You had me thinking about it until
He's got the most interceptions in the league right now.
I don't give a damn. You know what? I went. I did.
He actually said he wants to go to Pittsburgh and play with Fitzpatrick.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said. He wanted to go play with his boy.
Have at it.
Right.
Steelers. Let's ride. You know what? I really sat and I let that idea I had last week marinate, and I know you liked it, and I liked it too. I don't know if you heard it, if you watched the show last week, or Monday or Friday. I'm sorry, I don't know what day I'm on anymore. But we talked about drafting Cam Kinches and James Williams. I like that idea. I like it.
I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn or pat myself on the back or nothing, but
I mean, hey, you got one, I got one, Matt.
You brought me around to Kinchins though. You did. You got me on Kinchins.
Yeah, you saw that speed. I'm like, don't look at the
speed. You know how I cringe on that. The only reason I'm okay with that with James Williams is because he's freaking 6'5", 230, man. Like he's a freaking linebacker playing safety. For once, we got it working the other way instead of having a safety come and play linebacker.
Right. I think he would be that ultimate box linebacker safety, that Brian Scott kind of situation.
Man, I would love. Think about how much that opens up for. Well, now here's the other thing too. Hopefully, do you have can somebody pull up Rasul Douglas's 40 time? Because
I got it.
If you
here we go.
If you're gonna so the Bills could technically get away with playing cover 3 all day.
I don't even want to look this up.
I'm just saying.
4.59.
Oh my gosh. The man is running almost a 4.6. Okay, so if they play cover 3, it would have to be they don't play press to begin with. So
they might. I don't know. I
Think
mean,
so?
I probably won't, but if they play Elam, they probably will. That's his strength.
Yeah. Because I Benford can play a little bit of press too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If they play the young boys, I think they can get away with playing cover 3. They're both, fast enough and big enough to play that, and that allows you to have James Williams just kind of read and react, but more so just kind of stay in the box just in case. I think that eliminates the major threat of the run, because now you technically got 3 linebackers in there if you need
blitz,
it, and he can play.
Yeah, he can blitz. He can drop back in coverage.
Right.
He can run stuff.
Chris writes in, y'all see them Jacksonville Bills?
Yeah, it's weird being another way, isn't it? Mitch Moore's going to Jacksonville. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's not Carolina. It's Jacksonville. They're us, and we are not them.
What y'all think about Christian Wilkins, man?
No, what does TD think about Christian Wilkins? He's having a fit right now.
Is he really?
Oh, he's having a fit. The Miami blogger I sent you.
Yeah.
Because they got Wilkins as Raider.
There's no way they was gonna pay him that much money.
No way.
They couldn't afford it.
There's no way.
And
he
that's
got 110 with 84 guaranteed, bro.
yeah. For how many years?
4.
Yeah, 21 mil a season,
Crazy.
guaranteed. So I mean, that's the thing. That's why. When I first got put on to him, it was my man sent him to me because when they traded for Bradley Chubb. But, when they got Chubb, Super Bowl, he just kept saying, I'm like, dude, this dude wilding. So, no Super Bowl. He gets hurt. Then they traded for Ramsey. Super Bowl. Who's stopping this? Xavier Howard gets hurt. Everybody's stopping you. So, I mean, now, he was, because he doesn't like Tua. And now they got to leverage Tua. They got Tyreek. They got to pay Waddle next year, who's going to want probably $30 million. They're in cap hell.
Wow.
And they got nowhere to go. We got to see. Our problem was we had to get rid of all the old heads. They got nobody. They Van Ginkel's in Minnesota.
They lost their best guard too.
They lost their like 3 of their best offensive linemen. Their center, the guard.
I think they kind of overpaid for him. Carolina. I think they overpaid for him.
He went to Carolina.
Yeah.
Who did?
Robert Hunt.
Robert Hunt.
For real?
Dude, they gave him 5 years, $100 million.
For a guard?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, y'all. That was loud.
That's a lot,
My
bro.
voice almost cracked.
That's a lot.
What?
Are they gonna? They might play him at tackle.
And he's got a 63 guaranteed.
They might play him at tackle though.
Right tackle?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he can play. That's where he
the
was.
Baltimore
He's a
there.
tackle, and they converted him to guard.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, I
makes a lot
can
of
kind of see that, but I like Robert Hunt at guard. Yeah. I think they lost their center, and I think they lost they're losing their center, Connor Williams.
Yep.
They're losing. Well, they got Terran Armstead. You may as well call him gone too, because he's always hurt. And I think their right tackle Eichenberg is not good anyway. So they got to do a lot of replacing in the draft. They got to replace Xavier Howard in cornerback. They got safety issues because what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Their safety that they lost?
Huh?
Their safety?
Yeah.
Brandon Jones? He
Brandon
went to
Jones.
Denver.
He's and there was a
It's another guy?
Obanagidi. He's going too, isn't he?
Noah?
Yeah, is he? I
don't
think
know.
he's going too.
But your boy, so this will make A happy. So
He's already smiling.
Dable did get the motor,
Okay.
right?
No, he
which
didn't.
is-
He got
which
the, the chassis. He ain't got no motor on it
got
though.
the chassis.
He got the chassis.
So,
Oh, man, that's
so
cool.
definitely Key was scratching his head. But y'all see he got Brian Burns too?
Oh,
With the Giants?
man.
Yeah, brother.
Wow.
Solid.
Yeah.
See, but the thing about this is this. This is what bothers me about this. They did what I wanted the Bills to do in 2017, 2018.
What's that?
They spent the money on the defense and
Draft the offense?
They draft the offense because you're an offensive head coach. You got motor.
I could understand that if they weren't giving Daniel Jones the money they gave him and signing friggin' Singletary to the money they gave
Well,
him.
see, the thing is, he knows something about Singletary. It's something about Singletary because he worked with him.
Yeah.
He worked with him, so he knows something, and he has a plan for him. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting because what do they have in money? Because it's going to be very interesting to see how they fill out the rest of their roster. They lost Xavier McKinney; he's gone.
Is they line good?
Defensive line? Heck
Offensive
yeah.
line.
Oh, no.
No, they
No,
were patchwork
no, no.
last year.
So
They were all injured.
I wonder what they thinking with getting Singletary.
Well, let's look at this.
Because with the money he got, that's a starting running back.
Well, right now, they have $40 million in cap space. So was what? I don't. It was, how much was guaranteed for Motor? I forget. 12.
Let me see.
It wasn't a whole lot. I think he's only like $3 million.
His guarantee was only 5.5
for over 3 years.
3 years. 16,
yeah, so that's
16.5 the whole contract, but 5.5 he get guaranteed.
Oh yeah, yeah. They that means nothing. He's a backup.
Oh yeah, you think so?
That price, he's backup. Yeah. I mean, he has the opportunity to start because there's nobody there right now. But they're going to bring in competition, and it's not going to be some Latavius Murray type situation. It's going to be somebody that can actually ball. I mean, they got plenty of money to spend, and they got they got 7 draft picks, 2 seconds, a first, no 7th. Yeah, so they playing ball.
I got to see what the numbers is for Brian Burns, but I could probably gonna be $100 million contract.
Yeah. I mean, easily north of 20 million. 20 was he? He's only like 25 or something like that. 26.
I think his market value was at 23, so he probably got a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I would say easily north.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all of this started because we were trying to look at all of the teams that needed a receiver ahead of Jacksonville, which is why I pulled up this draft order.
Well, okay. Before you do that, let you ruminate because you said you want to talk about it. Brian Burns, 5 years, 150 mil, so 30 mil a season.
Damn,
150.
Wow.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Yo,
How much for one burn? I don't need all of them, just one burn.
How about we pay $10 million for one season? Good Lord, 150. How many years?
5. So it's 30 mil a season. I don't know.
Can I get a leg and an arm for $1 million?
You got change 100.
I can just throw it at the quarterback.
But yeah, you don't want to ruminate on Deon Dawkins. You said you had.
Okay, so real quick, the teams that I've said this before, teams that I think need a receiver and are likely to draft one before the Jaguars in the draft order. I mean, you could make a case for New Orleans. Michael Thomas is getting a little old, but they just drafted Olave, so maybe they go a little bit later in the draft in terms of where they draft their next receiver. Denver just traded who's the guy you wanted to get from there?
From Denver?
Yeah.
Oh, Judy, yeah. He went to Cleveland.
They traded Jerry Judy. No, they got Amari Cooper.
No, I'm saying for nothing. So 5th and a 6th?
And Amari Cooper.
Oh, they traded Amari Cooper in that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they traded him. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that
Cooper's
part.
in Denver?
Cooper's in Denver.
They ain't no quarterback.
Well, no, they got Drew Lock.
Nah, Drew Lock's in Seattle.
Is
They
it?
traded him for Russell.
That was in a Russell deal. So
Oh,
Yeah, him
why do
and
I
Fant
keep
was
thinking
the-
he's there? So who else did they have?
So
Nobody.
It was a Noah Fant. It was Noah Fant and Drew Lock for
Yeah.
what you call.
I'm about to look it up now because I don't. Dude, this is a fun
Not
episode.
unless they drafting a quarterback. They might get Caleb Williams.
Wow. So Tennessee definitely needs one.
Jarrett Stidham and Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, those are not starters.
No. Cortland Sutton is pissed right now.
He was pissed before
Pissed
now.
right now. I gotta catch passes from Stidham. Nick, did you know who I was playing with?
Man, watch out. I'm hurt.
I could, if they do draft one, I can see what y'all going there too.
Who?
Because he ain't. I don't think he found a home yet. Did Tannehill find a home yet?
No, I don't think I've seen him go anywhere.
Where's Derrick Henry going?
I don't know, bro.
Because they got a Tony. What's his name? Tony
Pollard.
Yeah, Tony Pollard from
Pollard.
Denver, Dallas. So we
All
shall
right.
see.
Well, that brings me to the contract extension that I think only does enough to serve the salary cap well for the Buffalo Bills,
I'm gonna
in
let
my
you go.
opinion, which is Deon Dawkins' contract extension, 3 years, $60 million. I'm not happy about this whatsoever. Anybody who really wants to get into it, please, y'all can at me all y'all want. Deon Dawkins is not a top 10 tackle in the NFL. He's not. Did you find the numbers on him?
This is where you asked me to do what you asked me to do. I got you. So go ahead, soapbox it up. I'll pull it up so you can.
So to me, he was the second worst offensive lineman we had behind Connor McGovern playing out of position last year. Now everybody can say what they want as far as his aggressiveness in the run game. That's always going to be what it is because he's going against guys smaller than him.
He was bad in the run game.
Huh?
He was bad in the run game.
He was bad in the run game too. Well, there's a lot of people that would say he pancaked a lot of people during the season.
Yeah, he has some highlights.
Right. Now, for all the the glory he got over that, time after time again he struggled against guys his size. Fast guys could get around him almost whenever they wanted. We've seen it time and time again with Uche when he was with the Patriots last year. We saw it with the Jets. We saw it with who else did we see that with? We saw it with.
What are you talking about? Period or
the Browns,
the Jets, Philly. He was bad against the run in Philly. He was bad against Jacksonville. Bad against New England. Bad against Dallas. Bad against Miami, Pittsburgh.
His only good games were the first seven.
No, I sorted it. So it's sorted. It's sorted by best. Actually,
Gotcha.
I don't know if you said or not, but this is Pro Football Focus we're using. But week 10 in Denver was his best run blocking game. Week 2 in Vegas, which so what? I mean, it's Vegas.
That was week 3?
Week 2.
4? Week 2?
Yep, week 2. 11 in New York, the Jets. Tampa Bay, week 8. And Washington, week 3. Outside of that, it starts to get pretty hairy. Kansas City in the divisional round, he was solid in the run. But after that, that's pretty much it.
So basically, the only good game he had against a good defense was week 11 against the Jets.
Right.
That's it.
Now, there's one polarizing stat that you have to put in account for left tackles.
Pancakes?
Nope.
Quarterback
How many sacks did he give up?
Last year.
1.
I mean, he's tied for 79th overall with that. I get it. We won, right? We're tied for 79th according to Pro Football Focus.
You said something the last time we talked that is very important in this situation because it's not so much how many sacks did he give up, it's how many sacks does Josh take. Because Josh
that's the point.
Scrambles a lot. And, if I can look and see which way he scrambles the majority of the time, it's probably to the right side. Because that's why everybody's eyes are trained to Spencer Brown. Because Spencer Brown's always got Josh behind him because he's being flushed from the left side. So, I mean, I think Deon does good, and Josh doesn't do enough to help him out, though. I will say that. Because Deon does force the arc, which for people that don't know what the arc is the imaginary semicircle, around the pocket. And Josh doesn't step up in the pocket enough unless he's scrambling. So it's kind of skewed. So, I mean, there is a point to be made about that. He did.
The only reason I put that out there is because that's one of the things that they do when they talk about left tackles. How many sacks is he giving up? That's important for left tackles, like guards, centers, whatever. If you got that stat, that's good, but nobody really cares unless you're the left tackle.
Yeah, he got Josh hit 7 times and hurried 28. So, honestly, I think I can do this. I really do. So, hey, go ahead and make your point because I think I can honestly pull up his blocking grades against the league and see and just tackle. You want to do just tackle? We can do that. So yeah, run blocking against the league if it loads.
Chris said Amari Cooper is still with the Browns. I'm trying to look at what I saw earlier.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I just saw the 5th and 6th.
Yeah, so okay. All right, that's my bad, Chris. So the whole Deon Dawkins thing to me was just I would have understood it more if he was traded in order to save the cap. He was in the last year of his contract, and he's an older player on the team, and it kind of fit the same mold as letting Mitch Morse go, right? A lot of people didn't like letting Mitch Morse go, but I understood that it was necessary. You, of course, understood that it was necessary. You said you wouldn't have liked Deon Dawkins leaving at all, right?
Not under the current cap, not cap, but under the current
what would have been his
contract.
dead cap hit?
16.
16 mil if they traded him? Even though he's in the last year of his contract.
That's why. Because it's the last year. You can't do nothing with that money. It is what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
that's why I said extending him was smart because it helps you this year and going forward. Because it looks like he's making all this money, but he's really not. Okay. And to your point, we can go deeper into this whenever you're ready. But again, in tackles, Deon Dawkins ranks but in passing, 25th in the league amongst all tackles, and 43rd in the league amongst all tackles in the run game.
So he's technically not even above average. Because above average would have been right around 15, where Lane Johnson is.
No. Because it's tackles. So it's 32 tackles, 32 teams, 2 tackles a team, 64. So he's just above average.
So okay.
just above median.
Wait, not 32? No, if he's you said he's where? 23?
He's 25th.
25th.
Out of 64 available tackles.
Yeah. So he's in the higher.
Because this is left and right.
Oh, no, can you do it with just left tackles?
Can't do just left.
I don't know. I don't know if I like.
I mean, we can run now. If you guys know, I can tell you who's ahead of them. If you know, these are all the guys ahead of them in the passing game. I don't know who's left tackle. Honestly, I have no idea.
Bakhtiari's a left tackle. Tyron Smith's a left tackle. Tunsil's a left tackle. Slater's a left tackle. Trent Williams, Garrett Bowles, all both left tackles. Andrew Thomas left tackle. Jake Matthews left tackle. Lane Johnson's a right tackle. Teron Armstead's left tackle. Taylor Decker, I believe, is a left tackle. Penei Sewell is he's right left. Tackle.
Is he right?
Well, okay. he was a right tackle. I think they might be moving him to left, but he was last year as a right tackle. Taylor Moton, is that the Jaguars guy?
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. Okay, I'm sorry. He was. I don't remember.
Hold on, I can do this.
Oh, he's a right tackle. It says right there, his position.
Okay.
Okay. I that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's just about average. I mean, amongst tackles.
I mean, there's a few names on there. You could probably
do this. We'll do this. 20%. So they have to have 20% of the most snaps to register. So Deon Dawkins is
right there, 20.
Okay, so he moves up 5 spots if I do 20% of the highest snap taker. So that alleviates all the backups and all the people. Like, these are all starters. So he's 20th amongst starters in the league.
Bernhard Raymond.
I mean, you don't really get into the names because I don't know who Bernhard Raymond is. You know,
he's not.
He's a person.
I don't think he's a starter though, bro. Like
he's a person. He played 15 games, 620. Yeah, he's got to be a starter. 620 snaps.
Yeah, but is that only last year?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the starter could have got hurt, but okay.
So?
It all counts. All right, so
yeah, I mean, yeah, the cut would have been tough, and just from a financial side to absorb. But by doing so, I'm sure you could actually cut him later on and alleviate some of the money anyway. So by basically what I'm saying is, if you don't want him to play 4 years, you go ahead and you let them play 2 out, and they probably have it at the end of the contract and out somewhere in there.
Right.
So I mean, plus we're not going to be in cap hell forever because we're finally going to draft smart rights. Bean, right? McDermott.
Man, your hope is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. I just this year in particular looks very similar to 2017, and I think
didn't I just say I don't want to hear that? I just said I want to do that.
What do you want me to say? It don't. Does it not? Does it not? I know that was not what you wanted to hear, but like realistically though.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean when you say like
cap surgery, getting rid of people, making when they got rid of Sammy and got rid of
Marcel
Darius and Ron Darby and Brooks and
I see it. That was a rebuild though.
I think this is a long overdue rebuild too. It shouldn't be, but I think it has to be because like we talked about.
I don't view this as a rebuild. I view this as saving money. 2017 was a complete rebuild.
Well, okay. I'm with you on that, except for the fact that they're getting rid of people they have to rebuild because they got to fill those spots with people that we don't have yet. So,
like who?
Like the center Morris. We ain't even got Bates no more. Nah, I don't want to hear it.
Morris is old though.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
so is Dawkins. Dawkins is 30.
Here, Dawkins is old. Rasul Douglas is 30.
Yeah.
Steph Diggs. But what I'm saying is, it's a rebuild because half the defense is not even on the team right now.
Right.
Half the 3 or 4 pieces on the offense are not even on the team right now. So
the reason why I say that is your best players are still on the team. Who are your best players on defense?
I don't know.
Matt Milano.
Well,
Terrell Bernard. AJ Epineza, like
Whoa,
Yeah.
flag on the play.
Hold on.
That Vanessa, hold on a second. No, I would say, I would say, I still would say Ed Oliver. There are people.
Right, Oliver. Yeah,
I'm not saying we suck or a dumpster fire. I don't expect us to be tanking and shit. But what I'm saying, basically, I think we're the same. We're in the same boat. I just worded it a little differently because I feel like, for once, we're not trying to recoup these salaries and make them all work again. Hey, let's restructure Morse again. Let's restructure this person again. Let's do this again. Yeah. They got rid of this guy. They had a mass exodus of all these guys, and we got to fill it in now. So, all the crucial people are still here, but it's going to be a lot of people like that safety room.
You're right, and it technically, I don't want to say technically, but basically it was the same. Like if you look at the starters, we still had Kyle Williams here. We still had Jerry Hughes here. Lorenzo Alexander was still here. That year we added Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Poyer.
See what I'm saying? Like that's your heart of your defense. They
at the time
they got that.
At the time, Poyer and Hyde were fresh enough.
Right.
They were nobodies at the time. They just happened to be great.
Right. Our defensive line was what it was, and that and Lorenzo Alexander. You know what I'm saying? And then offensively, you still had
no wide receivers.
You had LaShawn McCoy. You had no wide receivers.
Tyrod,
because our offense was atrocious.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I was surprised to get rid of all 11 on
offense. Dude, Anquan Bolden told you they were atrocious. Nah, fam, 2.75 ain't enough for this. I'm not starting.
But you still had Richie Incognito, Eric Wood on that offensive line. You still had Charles Clay, who was thought to be a good tight end at the time. Yeah. So you had Charles Clay was widely regarded as a good tight end in NFL.
Whether that's true or not,
but he wasn't a good one for Buffalo.
No, right. but again, I think that has to do with quarterback.
Allegedly, he had his moments. He had some good moments, some bad moments.
I'll put it this way: there were a lot of teams that wanted him when the Bills got him.
Yes, there was.
So yeah, they didn't have as many solidified starters on the team. I agree with you on that. I think the difference is this year is more of a retooling as opposed to a rebuilding. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm trying to say that both years are exactly the same. I guess I'm more so looking at the specific scenarios of there being players who you wouldn't have expected to be cut.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean? Like I thought Morse might get cut.
No, you knew.
Well,
you didn't even have intel, but you knew.
Like to me, none of the cuts came to a surprise for me. Like I never was like, oh.
I didn't care.
I just kind of knew, like, he's gone.
I wanted them to cut Morse because I thought it made sense, but I didn't actually think they would do it. Like that's where my mind was. I thought they should, but because usually what I want the Bills to do, they don't. That's what messed me up with that.
I was scared of a restructure. I didn't even care if they kept him in his contract. I did not want to restructure. I was willing to take my medicine now and say see after this year. But when they cut him and they that was music to my ears. The only one I was like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming. It was when we talked about last Monday. It was Poyer. Because he was already on the team. And I'm like, you got nobody else there. People forget Hyde's not here. Even though he's he's a dead cap. He had void years. So he's technically still part of the team, but he's not on the team anymore. So, when people, now we got Hyde and who? No. You have nobody back there. You got Cam Lewis. They just signed him 2 years, $4 million today.
We still got Rapp.
Well, now, yeah.
Yeah, but they're both going to be.
Yeah.
Until we get somebody else, those are going to be the guys going into the season. Let me see. Chris said, I thought it was to save money on the cap. You talking about which one you talking about?
What'd you say?
He said, I thought it was to save money on the cap. That was at like 10 minutes ago, though. Super Promo Videos asked, with all of this free agency talk, I wondered, is Bean better in free agency or in the draft?
You don't want me to answer this. I'm so heavily slanted towards it. Man, listen, the draft is that's my mecca. So I'm gonna let these guys talk here because
I think you got to have a combination of both because
that's a cop out. You got to take one or the other.
No, but I'm gonna tell you why you need both. You need both because you just can't go off the draft because you got brand new guys who there's no veterans there to kind of pull them along if you don't have them at that position.
Can I tell you
why? So for example, like if I got a crappy wide receiver squad and I bring in new wide receivers, unless they're like Marvin Harrison, Adonze, like they're not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you why you need both? because that's the right answer. But for his question,
No.
Right.
pick one.
He wants us
No.
to assess
No,
which
no.
one Bean is better
No,
at.
you're
Is he better
right.
at free
I
agency?
agree with that.
Which one
No.
Bean is better at?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
you said. I thought the question was what is better to have the draft.
No, see,
or
you
the-
weren't realistic. That was the correct answer. You, sir, have a job at one of those drafts.
But he's asking was Bean better at?
Yeah. Which one is Bean better at?
I'm gonna have to say he's better at drafting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's better at drafting.
Some of these free agents, Hardy, Naeem Hines, these trades and nah.
especially with Devon Miller's not working out.
Yeah, that salary, the
Like,
salary.
he's
He's had some bad ones.
He's
had some bad ones.
He's only hit on a couple like nice free agents. Like
Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer.
I was just about to point that out. Like those guys were free agents,
minute.
and they ended
That
up
wasn't
being
him.
Wall of Famer guys.
That wasn't him
Why not?
because he wasn't here yet. He came after the draft. Didn't they sign before the draft?
Oh no.
That was Whaley.
Yeah.
That was Whaley. That wasn't Bean.
Oh wow.
about to say, the only ones that I know
Yeah.
he hit off of was Leonard Floyd, Razul. Who else did he bring in?
Daquan Jones.
It has to be the draft at that point.
Jones.
Right, that's what I'm
Even,
saying.
what you call Star when he came.
Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know if Star was all that when he came here.
I thought he was going to be good, but he got hurt and COVID happened. And
Yeah,
it just never
yeah.
worked out.
Right.
But then you look at Tim Settles. You look at just keep bringing in Josh Norman. It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Kevin Johnson. What are you doing?
Yeah,
I mean-
I think he's better at drafting than
Yeah.
bringing in those guys.
I mean, that's tough for me to say.
Well, I think it's for me it's tough to kind of settle either way, and here's why. I think there's been so much influence in those picks and signings and trades and all that kind of stuff from Sean McDermott that it's hard to know exactly what Bean's style is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like imagine Bill Belichick having a general manager that he was on the same level with, and Bill Belichick got hired first, and then he went out and found, a GM to come and work with him. Essentially, that makes Brandon Bean and whatever GM Bill Belichick hires a glorified scout.
That's what he is.
I mean, I don't look at it that way. I think McDermott got Bean because he needed somebody to get guys who was going to be good. Like, he trusted Brandon Bean's scouting skills to get guys in here. So I think a lot of the draft, like, I'm still going by what the position is. If you're an offensive coordinator, you're not calling defensive plays. You're a general manager. Your literal job is to get the guys that the coach need to play.
Do you find it intriguing that our hierarchy is different than most other teams with regards to the coach and GM being on the same exact level? They both report to the same guy. So usually the GM is over the coach and
Yep.
oversees. But in this regard, I almost feel like McDermott has that little bit of a hair
Because he was
above.
here first and he hired Bean.
Yeah,
Why do you think he hired Bean, though?
I think he hired Bean, one, because I think he knows that Bean will listen to him. I really do. And I don't like that in the sense that I want Bean to do his job. I want Bean to tell me, okay, I like just Polk. I like Polk from Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me look at his tape. Come here, Brady. What do you think? Can you use him? No. All right, let's try again.
See, I don't think that's not how it works.
I know it's not. That's what I'm saying.
What I think it works is, even if McDermott says, I don't like this guy, Bean says, no, we drafting this guy. This is who we taking.
I don't know because when you
No.
The
Okay,
reason
so-
why I say that is because all the other teams, like you said, the makeup is different. I've seen other reporters with the interviews, and they say, hey, they asked the coach, was that your guy? It was like, oh, well, I can veto it, but, ultimately the GM picks the guys.
right, and that's how I think it should be.
I think that's how it is across the board in the NFL.
Not at all. So I think this will solve that part of the conversation, right? If you look at all of the staff people and coaches that Sean hired when he first got here, everybody except Brandon Bean was a veteran coach. This was Brandon Bean's first job as a general manager. He's never done it before. He was high up on the scouting ladder in Carolina, but had never been a GM. He was, I think the highest he got in Carolina was assistant GM possibly, but I got to go back and look. It's been so long since I've researched that. But I think that speaks to how Sean saw the structure of his team going. He hired Rick Dennison as his first offensive coordinator, long tenured guy in the NFL. The only reason that didn't work out was because Rick Dennison didn't have the same play calling ability. Well, his offense was a little dated, right? And so because of that, Sean needed to go with a change. On top of that, he wanted somebody that might be a little bit better at developing a quarterback. He found Dayball. That was a great opportunity with Dayball being in college. With Leslie Frazier, long tenured NFL guy, right? I think if Sean was really looking for somebody that could take the pressure off of him, like he did with Leslie Frazier and Rick Dennison, he would have hired a tenured guy at general manager. But I don't think that was his desire at that point. I think he wanted a guy, like you said, who was going to be able to come in and kind of fall into line of you know the generic responsibilities of a general manager, which is to oversee the scouting department and report back to him, right? When I you know talked to my sources at One Bills Drive and I got the scoop on how you know Sean runs the locker room. It was discovered by me that he has specific guys in every locker room that come and report to him regardless, right? And that was one of the things that pushed Leslie Frazier out the door. Once Al Holcomb came here from Carolina, that was one of Al Holcomb's responsibilities. Sean wanted him to be the go-between him and Frazier. Everything that Frazier was doing, he wanted Sean wanted Frazier to give Al Holcomb the playbook. He wanted to, you know, tell everything that he was trying to do to Al Holcomb. That way Holcomb can go back and tell Sean. So all of what I'm saying right now is to show that Sean has operated this team with a very specific structure that all funnels up to him.
Yeah, I was going to say, and to your point, Mel, I think you're right to the degree that structure that you're speaking is how it is across the board, except instances where the coach is a GM.
Right.
So when a coach is a GM and we have a GM, a head scout masquerading as a GM, but I think that was a good point too, because I forgot that Bean was never a GM until he got here. He was the assistant GM over there and head of scouting. But I think like McDermott has always shown that he's afraid to relinquish control. And I think bringing Bean in with somebody that he had familiarity with, which is something that he always preaches as well, familiarity, a rapport with them. But when the report comes out and Sean McDermott calls you and says, "Are you all in or not?" Like, what the hell? Who the hell is this calling my phone at 3 a.m. to answer this stupid question? That's what throws me off.
Right.
But so as Brandon Bean, why would you take that position if you knew that's how it was going to be?
Well,
Like,
because you get the title at that point.
Pay and exposure, I would think.
Yeah.
So if you hire me to do a job, but I can't do my job because you're constantly, I don't want to do that job, especially for you.
Right, but at the same time, when he comes on, you got to remember they were cool, they were friends, they had a rapport. So I wouldn't either, but some people would.
So here's
cool, give me money.
Here's another clear indicator too. Sean McDermott had a chance to redo. I don't want to say redo, but he had a chance to repeat what he did when he first got the job in hiring a tenured offensive coordinator when Dayball left. He didn't do that. He kept Dorsey and did that under the guise of continuity, right? Only to change the offense a year after that. Right. You see what I'm saying?
But so that's what most good teams, they hire from within.
Yeah, but that's if they have a tenured guy behind. Like hiring Joe Brady would have been the move if Brady was here behind Dayball.
Basically, what he's saying is Dorsey was never an OC before he was OC here ever, and that's the same thing with Bean, and that's another good point. Why am I?
I'm on fire today, baby. I'm just going. Let's go.
No, Mel is and I looked it up while the GM does a GM or owner hire the coach. A general manager in American football is typically the head of football operations responsible for hiring a head coach, heading the scouting department, handling free agent transactions and trades. Under such a model, the GM reports directly to the owner or team president. So this tells me by this rule, McDermott's they're co-GMs. Yeah. They're co-GMs. So I'm not. I mean, maybe they are looked at right on the same level, but they shouldn't be. And I think that impedes just by the letter of what we're saying. That all of us, that impedes being from doing his job.
Yeah.
Because if you can go to my boss and say you don't like something about me, and Bean alluded to that in that press conference, I think at the combine or right before, how somebody asked something to the degree of how does it look to who can get rid of who and blah blah blah. He said, well, I'm not going to really get into it, but me and Sean report to Terry equally. That's weird to me.
Yeah,
that's weird to me. Unless you're Belichick, or if you are the GM, cool. But let's just call it is what it is. Bean, you're the head of scouting. McDermott, you're the head of the day-to-day operation.
So here's the other thing too, and I don't think I told you about this, Mac. Before this past season, there was a conversation, a very heated conversation between Brandon Bean and Sean McDermott, right after. I think it was either right before the Diggs situation or right after that. I think I want to say right before that, but like before training camp opened, where Sean McDermott reportedly to me said he called Brandon Bean on the phone and basically grilled him. He asked him, are you still down? I'm paraphrasing, but are you down with the team? Like you know what I'm saying? You're either in or you out. Like what are you doing? And the conversation reportedly got very heated over the phone, right? I don't think any other head coach that was hired by a GM grows the balls to call their GM and ask them that.
But we don't know what the basis of the conversation was.
Well, I just told you what the conversation was.
No. But you don't know why is he in or is he
argument?
out? Yeah, like why did he say, "Are you still in"? What happened to make him question?
That's the thing. Like, that's crazy. Like,
I get that. That's a good caveat. But I think overall, what I'm pointing to is very rarely does an employee have the leeway or the right to call their supervisor and say,
"Are you good?"
Right? Are you in or out? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you stand? Are you with me or not?
But as we know, he wanted him in Buffalo,
right?
So he got him the job, pretty much. So,
okay, let me ask you this. This is my rebuttal to that. Have you ever had a friend that you got a job or you got into a position with you that, oh yeah, we cool, and then a year or so down the line, like, yo, I'm not really banging with you, dude. I'm not really upping with you. You changed. I don't like you no more. And the thing is, the fact that they both answered to Pagula had Bean said, nah, F you. He got every right to say that. But guess what? Bean would have been packing his $1.3 million house up and moving up downstream. And that's crazy based on the conversation with the head coach that you're supposed to be the employee of.
Right.
So you think Terry McGruder would say, all right, you're done?
100%. I do think so.
Terry Pagula hired Sean first. If Terry was really focused on building this team like all the other NFL teams, he would have hired a guy to run the football operations first.
But again, we know here he's not. Terry's not. He's not that dude.
Well, the thing is,
I don't think my opinion. We could drop it.
No, it's cool.
My opinion is he's not going to fire Brandon or Sean.
Well,
he don't care.
The thing about Terry is Terry.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's what I'm saying. He don't care. So he don't care if Brandon Bean and they arguing. He don't care.
Well, what did he say though? He said Sean. What did he say? Sean is Sean's show.
Yeah.
He said it's Sean's show.
It's Sean's show. I mean, this is the owner saying that. It's Sean's show.
Out publicly. Not even his sources. Publicly. It's just Sean's show. Like, what? If
not
I was
even
Bean, I'm like, yo.
I mean, in New England, was it not Belichick show?
But that's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. If McDermott's on that level, fine.
Right.
Because who's their GM? Nobody knows. It was Belichick.
Right.
But in our instance, we got a guy masquerading as our GM
that's really just a head scout.
Right.
So, and I think that's all we're saying. Like, and we're not like the goal of what we was trying to say was not to play Sean or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think it was just to kind of point out, like you said specifically, the Bills are operating very differently from how the rest of the league operates. And I think without the arrival of Josh Allen and the success that he's had here, I think this Bills team ges ridiculed thoroughly with the way that they've operated. I think the only saving grace has been them having a franchise quarterback and a superstar in the NFL. And that to me it has to be seen as an indictment on the owner, the coach, and the GM. Right? Steve Lynn pointed out, he said, hold up, Bean is great late in both. Talking about free agency and the draft. But he sucks early, right? He pointed out the Beasley move, the John Brown move, etc. And he said, and they all he said, look at all the late round gym picks, but day one picks in free agency all busts except for JA-17. And then Lindsay says, and Trey White.
Sorry, Lindsay.
Right.
What about Edmonds? He wasn't a bust.
Edmonds
was a bust.
I wouldn't say he's a bust.
If he didn't get
hold up, time out. If I draft somebody in the first round and he's a starter until he ends the team,
no, I wouldn't say.
How is that a bust?
I wouldn't say he's a bust, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't.
Bust?
But see, on the other side, I wouldn't hang my hat on that one either. That's what I'm getting at. I mean, he was good.
In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't have to agree. In my opinion, if you sign a guy if you draft a guy in the first round, and the only reason you don't re-sign him is because you don't want him, that's a bust. They had the money to re-sign Tremaine Edmonds. They could have made space the same way they made space for any other player that they extended, restructured, or whatever. They didn't want Tremaine Edmonds. They let him walk for a compensatory third-round pick. To me, that says it all. It's a bust. It has to be.
Did he start his whole career in Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, but I don't think that's the main criteria that determines whether or not you're a bust. No, it doesn't. Especially for a first-round pick.
If you're starting in the position, that means you're the best at your position. There's nobody behind you you can replace you with.
For the Browns, was Baker Mayfield a bust?
Yes.
But he's been a starter everywhere. Every team he's played on, he's been a starter.
No, he hasn't been a starter.
Yes, he has. Carolina, he started.
He was started.
Tampa Bay, he's a starter, and he just got a new deal with them.
So what I'm saying is he didn't come in as a starter. He had to fight to be the starter.
He won the job everywhere he's been.
But that's not what I'm saying. Trey Edmonds got drafted in the first round. Mm-hmm. He started his whole career in Buffalo. That's not a bust. You draft a guy to start, and that's what he did.
So did Baker Mayfield.
So you're saying that because he played his whole contract out in Buffalo as
the starter, and he made Pro Bowls, and to prove he's not a bust, why did he get a huge contract to go to Chicago if he was a bust?
I mean, are we really looking at Chicago as a reputable franchise? Are we doing that right now?
Bottom line, are they an NFL team?
That's not.
Are they an NFL team?
Were the Bills an NFL team during the drought?
Okay,
are you going to answer my question, or you want me to answer your question?
Both.
So answer my question. Yes or no?
No.
They're
the
NFL
Bears
team.
is not- they're not an NFL team?
They have not operated as a real NFL team. With the moves that they made, they've been a laughable franchise.
But are they a team? Are they a team in the NFL?
15 years. I don't know. Since Jay Cutler was there, they've been a laughable franchise.
Are they an NFL team?
They're in there somewhere.
The answer is yes, they are. And
they're in there somewhere. I said.
But that is
whether you want to answer the question or not, it is what it is.
You're saying it as though that is the primary determinant of whether or not they are a reputable franchise.
Bottom line, if I'm Tremaine Edmonds and I got drafted and I played the whole year as a starter in the career as a Buffalo, and then I got a huge contract, that tells me that I'm the dude.
Okay, and that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I mean, Steve Lynn writes in, Edmonds, who was upset when he left, and our third round is better, a third rounder.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I just, again, I get it. I get it. I just, there's plenty of examples of guys who played out their contract. In my opinion, there was still enough value with Baker Mayfield to get a trade offer for him. And really that's the only reason he didn't play his whole contract out in Cleveland. Because technically he started every year he was there. He was hurt a lot, right? But he was the starter there. And then after that, he went to Carolina. And I think he ended up starting the year that he was traded there. He wasn't supposed to, but Tua goes to Pro Bowls and got the bag. Stop. Come on, bro.
Tua goes to Pro Bowls. Oh, so he's refuting the Tremaine Edmonds point by saying Tua is doing the same thing, but he sucks. Is what he's saying.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
But then again, Tremaine Edmonds wasn't the first overall pick. That's a huge difference.
Well,
To me, that matters more. Like you drafted a guy number 1 overall, and he's no longer on your team. Like how is that not a bust?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. He was the number 1 draft pick he drafted in front of everybody.
Right.
So that goes to show that hey, he wasn't that guy. Obviously.
Okay, I don't think for the sake of this conversation, I don't think the draft position matters. I think
it absolutely matters because
why
if Tremaine Edmonds was drafted in the 7th round, we can have this conversation.
No. Well, that's what. Okay, I'm comparing a first rounder to a first rounder.
Yeah, he's just going first rounder.
Okay, so compare Baker to Lamar Jackson.
Why would I do that? We're talking about Tremaine Edmonds.
Because you just said the position where they was drafted. It does mean a lot. You say, I don't care what it doesn't matter when they was drafted. It doesn't mean it. Yeah, it does. He was the overall pick of the whole NFL draft.
Has he played like Lamar Jackson?
He's not Lamar Jackson.
That's my point. So if he was drafted first overall and he doesn't have 2 MVPs like Lamar Jackson does, and he hasn't been to multiple playoff games like Lamar Jackson does, then he's even more of a bust. Both of them were drafted in the first round, but Baker Mayfield hasn't done nearly as much as Lamar Jackson has. So compared to Lamar Jackson, he's a bust.
You missed me on the camera because I was just when you said Lamar was nice.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
I hate you.
You said he was nice.
Oh, my gosh. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
We can move on. I made my point, man.
Okay. All right.
No. There's nowhere possible he was a bust if he started and he got a huge contract after. Like
Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, there's no way.
Okay.
Who we got? That what year was that? That was 18. So Baker, Saquon, Sam Darnold was 3rd.
Yep.
Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson. Then our man Josh Allen, Roquan Smith, Mike McGlinchey.
Lindsay said, "I didn't know Tua got paid." Ha. Miami's franchise is a bust.
That's safe. That's safe. Can't dispute that. Tua about
Oh my gosh.
Big trash. Yeah, no, so I whatever. I don't even know how we got there. But
yeah, I forgot how we got there too. But so
it was a comment.
I think we're good on the Deon Dawkins point.
We were still talking about Deon?
I think we were before we got to that.
I was over him.
Somehow we
Snowman is still in Buffalo.
Yeah. Begrudgingly, in my opinion.
I know.
Okay. So, we have to get to.
We got 2 more things we got to do because I'm interested in I'm interested in the lowlights.
The lowlights?
I'm real interested in what makes you question your Bills fandom.
Oh yeah. Steve Lynn writes in, where does Edmonds rank in that year's draft for our team, and then look at where he was drafted, and then drop the mic. So he must have just looked this up. So
okay. So
he said, look up.
The Bills only?
The Bills draft in 2018.
All right, I can do
that. Where does Edmonds rank in that year's draft for our team? And then look at where he was drafted and then drop the mic. So I guess basically he's saying that the Bills took him too early.
Took some people be after him that were really good.
They reached for him.
2018, okay, so Josh Allen, Tremaine Edmonds, Harrison Phillips, Taron Johnson, Saran Neal, Wyatt Teller.
Oh, my God.
Ray, and Austin Pro. So we'll just disregard Ray and Austin Pro off the rip. Wyatt Teller obviously
became a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Taron
Neal was somebody I didn't think they were going to get rid of, but they did. Taron Johnson, obviously. Harrison Phillips, I really didn't like. I was never a Harrison Phillips fan. So
I had hoped that because he spent the time that he did with Kyle Williams, some of it will rub off, and it kind of did his last year here. But that could have also been him, playing well in a contract year.
Yeah, that was him with Ed Oliver.
Huh?
Was that him and Oliver next to each other?
Harrison, yes.
And so my thing with Harrison Phillips was this. When we got Harrison Phillips, I don't even remember who we had next to him, but I know when we got Ed Oliver, we needed that one tech.
Yeah.
And I didn't care.
He got hurt trying to do it, and
exactly.
ended up with somebody else.
And I was like, you know what? No, I can't with this dude. I mean, yeah, right. He's a backup 3 tech, but everybody covered him like he was just irreplaceable, and I just couldn't get with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was probably one of the most solid drafts we've had under McDermott. Just looking real quick. Tre'Davious White, Zay Jones, Deon Dawkins, Milano, Peterman, Tanner Vallejo. That was a good one. So his first two were good. Ed Oliver, Cody Ford, Devin Singletary, Dawson. That's so the third one wasn't good. AJ Epinesa, Zach Moss, Gabe Davis, Jake Fromm, Tyler Bass, Isaiah Hodgins, Dane Jackson. I don't know how that's a mixed bag.
I mean, it got significantly worse. After
the first three, it just kind of became a dumpster fire.
Right.
Until
this past year.
Hopefully the Kyer Elam, James Cook, Terrell Bernard, Shakir.
Oh, that's right. So the last 2 years. The last 2 years have been.
Those are good. So we didn't do well in the Rousseau one, the Epinesa one, and the Ed Oliver one. We didn't do good in.
Right. Okay. Lindsay writes in. I heard this command and died laughing. Now Wilkins can grab Mahomes nuts.
Well, I told my man. I text you. I think I text Mel too. But I told Gordon. I said, you're gonna get a good output from Christian Wilkins whenever he plays against Josh Allen. Not against the Bills, just Josh Allen.
Right.
He becomes Super Saiyan against that guy.
Oh, my Super Saiyan! Wow.
That's
Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama.
Yeah. That's all I got. I got no more.
So yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to see if Mahomes starts getting a lot more frustrated during the Raiders games.
Well, didn't give Mahomes doesn't talk as much mess as Josh does.
Hey, ref,
right?
That man keeps grabbing my nuts, man. Yeah. Calm down, Piggy. Kermit. Calm down,
Piggy. But yeah, no, I think what started that was Josh was doing a lot of talking, and he was rightfully, he was backing it up. So I think that left a sour taste in Wilkins' mouth the whole duration of this deal. Yeah. So what you want to do next?
Let's get into this wide receiver bracket. Are you ready for that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You ready for that? Okay, so this I don't know where this idea came from. I know we kind of wanted
a text message.
It did come from a text message. Came from the mind of Menciat. Now,
there you go.
So we're gonna do a best fit for the Bills wide receiver bracket. We don't have to stop with wide receivers. If there's another position you guys want to see us do this with, please let us know. But basically what we're doing is we're going to take a look at all of the scouting reports that we have thus far from all the receivers, all the tape that we watched on them. And Keyshawn and Mac are going to give us the best idea of which of these receivers fits the Buffalo Bills the best.
Oh, you going to be in there too? I'm going to try. I'm
gonna try. I haven't gotten too much time to watch all these guys. I've seen some.
You've seen some,
but
it's good enough. You said we're only going to stay with the first.
I am very familiar with what Sean McDermott likes in his players, so I'll give you that that spiel.
So so you said you're only going to stay with the first. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 brackets here, 6 brackets.
So the way this is going to work is these are all receivers that are technically projected to go in the first round. In this scenario, we're not incorporating the Bills trade up. We're not even incorporating the Bills staying at 28. What we're saying is whoever the best fit for the Bills is, they're going to move up to get that guy, bar none. Okay? I know this is kind of unrealistic, but I thought this was kind of fun to do, and it also gives us a pretty good idea of who the Bills might be favoring over all the other receivers. Even if some of them are a little bit unrealistic. I think
it's realistic except for 3 names, which we know who they are. So
okay, and I'm pretty sure everybody else knows who
those names
are. Yeah, they know. So, all right. So, we're going to do – so each receiver is going one-on-one with another receiver, right? If they win that matchup and they're determined to be more favored by the Bills, they move on to the next round and so on and so forth until we have a winner of the whole bracket, okay? Did you purposely pick the receivers that you put in each matchup? Oh, you just put them in there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so who we got up first?
Let's see. Okay, so the first one I did, Marvin Harrison Jr. versus Adonai Mitchell.
Okay. I have not seen a lot of Adonai Mitchell.
I
did watch him run his 40.
I know you did.
And I know what you've said about him if you want to go ahead and reiterate.
Okay, so Adonai Mitchell to me, 6'2", 203, ran a 4.34, which made you smile. It giggled a little bit, just like right
did. Like a little girl.
You know what? I saw out of him a deep threat. I saw out of him a lot of body control. I saw out of him somebody with good hands and awareness of where he is on the field. What I didn't see from him is somebody that can catch it and just take off with him. Okay. You know, he's got 4.34 speed, but that speed is usually pre-catch speed. You don't see too many instances where he takes the ball and goes to the career with, as I like to say.
So basically, AJ Green, Stephon Diggs-esque.
I would, I'm glad you said Stephon Diggs, because when I watch him play, he looks like Stephon Diggs to me.
Wow.
I'm not going to say that he's elite. I don't know if anybody saw the episode of what is that? The nightcap with Shay and Ocho Cinco, where Shay said that Stephon Diggs is in top 5, and Ocho's like, hold on now. What you mean now? But he clarified and said last year. He's like, okay, last year I'm about to say what? Say it, boy.
You thought he said all time?
Yeah. He was like, what you saying there, boy? But no.
Wait, Ocho thinks Diggs is top 5 all time?
In his career. So like the span of his career.
Oh, okay. So like his since he's been in the league.
Right.
Okay.
And I can go with that.
Yeah, I can say that.
I can go with that. So when I say Mitchell reminds me of Diggs, and I mean this because he's going to catch the ball. He's not afraid of comebacks. He's not afraid of being a possession receiver, and he'll try a move. If it doesn't work, he's gonna take it and go down. Like Diggs will try to get out of bounds or whatever, and not take a big hit. Which obviously with
That's
Diggs,
smart.
Yeah, and he's not a small guy. Like I said, 6'2", 204 or something like that. So Marvin Harrison. To be, I don't know. Do you want this one?
You can't even give a scout report on it. Please, Mac, help us out.
Well, I can, but
it's so far left of realistic.
Right. It's like, you want this one?
This tells you how much of a realist Keyshawn is. There's no imagination whatsoever for him on this show. If it's not realistic, he's not even touching it.
I can tell you. Well, you got some of you.
I mean,
see. No, I can tell you Marvin Harrison. I didn't look at his size, but I can give you pretty much everything else.
6'4", 205.
6'4", 205. He probably runs somewhere around the 4.4. 4.49. So obviously Mitchell was the faster of the two. Harrison, I didn't see a lot of rack ability, for fighting for yardage. He would catch it and use his speed to hit a gap. So he's not juking at his shoes and going.
Right.
He doesn't have that downshift to upshift quick capability. But what he did was he stacks real well. He obviously has I wouldn't say the best hands in the draft class, but he has quality hands. He has a quality feel for where the ball is in space and where he is to get to the end zone. He's used as a deep threat at Ohio State, but I don't think that's where he's going to make his money. No.
Yeah. I didn't see much of that either. I think, with his size in college and his route running ability and like you said, his ability to stack, I think that worked in college. I don't think NFL corners are giving that up that easily. I think I see him more as the Garrett Wilson type of, you know what I mean? George Pickens type of player. Right. You know what I mean? Like he can make very athletic plays. He's got great hands, and he's a really good route runner for 6'4", 205. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think that's his best attribute.
That is.
You know what I'm saying?
His dad was an amazing route runner.
Right.
And that's basically who he learned from, right? So like he's already got the size. Like he's got the measurables, but I think his best attribute is his route running ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming from the home he comes from, I know Marvin Harrison himself was a great team guy, very humble, not a big talker. I think, him coming from Rich writes in last second comment, McDermott for president. He strikes again, folks. He got us again. Listen, I did this one. I was thinking about this too, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Anybody who plays Madden, I need somebody to just go online and beat Rich in Madden, please. He plays with the Bills. Just somebody just go online and beat him so he can stop commenting this mess. Anyway, okay, so looking at the home he comes from, he grew up in a home that was used to NFL culture. I'm sure he learned a lot about NFL culture from his dad. So I think he comes into the NFL with the ability to process the things that are going to happen around him with a level of maturity that a lot of other rookie wide receivers won't. However, Rich says, LMAO, they can try.
That sounds like a threat.
Right. But I say all that to say, I do think there's going to be a level of maturity about him, with the Bills that maybe Mitchell might not have. Just based on where he grew up and what he's seen and what he's experienced. I think they're usually players with that kind of a background should rank higher in the draft just because of what they're going to be able to process and accomplish early on in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And I'm just specifically talking about guys who are projected in the first round. I'm not talking about Brian Cox Jr. or Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Huh?
I said Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Right. So okay. So
I'm gonna guys in the comments. Who is that, Steve? You seem to know football. So I'm gonna try this here. Tell me if I'm wrong. I didn't look yet, but from what I remember, Marvin Harrison lacks physicality. Marvin Harrison has to work on his ball security. He has to work on his press break. For his size, he's not physical. He's a finesse wide receiver. Mm-hmm. So that's going to get him in trouble when you play against those guys that like to chip, those guys that like to punch on the line. Yeah. So his bread and butter is to get off. And if he ain't getting out cleanly, which the league is going to know really fast, he's got to go back to the drawing board and hone his skills.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So how does this work now? Do we vote on this or?
Yeah, I mean based on what we've presented, and for everybody that's watching too, you can put your votes in the comments of who you think goes where. But I got to be honest, if I'm looking at who I would want out of these two, this is tough. This is tough. But skill set for me and athletic ability for me trumps everything else. You can coach everything else into a player, right? If you consider yourself a good enough coach to do it, if it's something you believe you can instill in a person. Mm-hmm. So based on that, I got to go with Mitchell.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay,
I got to go with Mitchell. Ooh, I think his speed, along with his size, route running ability, the comparisons with him, I like the potential I have to get out of Mitchell versus the finesse and lesser speed of a Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, when you said athletic ability, I'm like, man, now we got to argue. No,
I think Mitchell's a better athlete.
Yeah, I want Mitchell. Mel, what you got? Harrison, Mitchell?
Yeah, I don't like Harrison because of what he did. So
what you mean?
He didn't participate in the combine, man.
Oh.
Never mind everything else. Yo, you screwed the life over.
That's a huge red flag.
If Mel was Roger Goodell, you'd be screwed, Marvin Harrison Jr.
But
yeah, Lindsay says Mitchell for me too.
Yes.
All right, so Mitchell moves on. Okay, next matchup is.
I like Mel's reason though. I just love Mel's reason. He was like, you know what? He's a great player, but he ain't going to combine. Screw him.
Red flag. Hey, get him out of here. He didn't show up. Rome Odunze versus Keon Coleman.
Oh, why you put him against him, dude?
I'm sorry.
You did that on purpose.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'll just say this.
My bad.
Before the draft, I had my top wide receivers or my likes and my dislikes, right? After the combine and all that.
Oh, wait, I know, yeah.
Keon goes up, bro.
He really?
Goes up?
Number one, he wants to play in Buffalo with Josh.
Right.
That's a plus, right? You want to play with Josh Allen.
Can I ask about that? I ask about that? Because I got a little itchiness around the collar about that comment. Yeah. I watched the comment. Did he actually say that he wanted to play in Buffalo?
He said Josh cannot outthrow him.
He did say that.
He wants to play with Josh. He said Josh has the strongest arm in the NFL.
As he runs a 4.6.
But
Coleman ran a 4.6?
Yeah.
But he's faster than that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. I could prove it. In the combine with the drill where Terrence Johnson got hit in the head.
The gauntlet.
So they had wide receivers go. And who was they comparing them to? Troy Franklin.
Okay.
Now, as a wide receiver, the most important thing for that drive is what you're looking at is catching and also are you straight? Mm-hmm. Right? He got up to 21 miles per hour on that. So that tells me he's faster than that 4.6. He hit 21 on a drill.
Well,
what does 4.6 speed actually give you in miles per hour? Do you know?
I think you get 9 on
So-
that. I think you can get up there.
So
but
put it this way: the fastest guys in the NFL was 23 miles per hour.
right.
Oh,
And
he
that
hit
Those are
21.
Tyreek Hills, those are your cream of the crops. Those are your fast guys. And he
Okay.
hit 21 in a practice drill.
Okay.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
I mean,
I just think he had a bad 40 time. Like he
And that does happen.
I think he had a bad 40 time. But the fact that a lot of people are saying, telling Bills, don't draft this dude. He's saying he want to be a Buffalo Bill, and I like his work ethic.
Okay.
But you put him against my other guy, Rome. Like, come on, man.
That's why I asked if he picked these matchups.
no. I honestly, I was scrambling trying to figure out who I could use real quick.
He gonna hate this next one. He gonna hate this next matchup,
Definitely
boy.
hate the next one.
Let's see. Steve Lynn says Coleman is third round receiver. Odunze is a Diggs route runner with size. To your point, you said Steve knows football. He said to project a wide receiver to the NFL, looking at how the receiver plays against press and man usually transfers the best.
Right. Yeah.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and I think that's the indictment on Harrison. He hasn't shown that he can do it that well yet.
Right. Lindsay says, I'm sorry, real
No,
quick.
go ahead.
Can Coleman run and catch in elements like wind and snow?
He's never had to do it before.
Never had to do it,
Yeah.
Then Lindsay comes in right after that, going with a Dunze.
Well, Mel had a good story about a Dunze where he was talking about.
Yes, please.
Bro,
Yeah, go ahead.
His work ethic. It can't beat his work ethic, man. Already in the combine, like, nah, yeah.
Go ahead, tell it. Talk about it.
I got to go with Rome.
He said it to
I got to go. Listen, so I'm looking future. I could see Rome being the number 1 wide receiver in the whole NFL.
Wow.
This is what, so basically.
Mike Evans kind of deal.
So basically what I'm talking about is like right now you got.
Is that how big he is?
He's up there. I'm sorry.
He's 6'3", 201. So right now you got like Diggs, you got Devontae, you got Justin Jefferson, you got Jamar Chase. Like, however in the next 4 or 5 years, all the top wide receivers, he's going to be up there.
Yeah.
Just because his work ethic alone, right? Like, one, he has the talent, he has the ability, but his mindset, that's what I'm looking at because playoff games, championship games, trying to get your team over the hump, getting your guys to the next level, that's what it takes, right? I already know whoever he's drafting him, he's going to be the first guy in the locker room, the last one to leave. I already know. That's his mentality. That's what he shows his character is.
You were on the show, but have you ever heard anybody say he was the last guy in the first guy out? I'm waiting for that guy to show up.
Yeah?
Everybody, you ever notice in the build? Like, I think we laughed. Remember we said it. I was like, so if Josh Allen says something about everybody, how are you the first? Do they all just line up and just walking together?
That's true. How do you know he's the first person in the building?
Unless it's
You
you.
weren't there before. Right.
True, yeah.
If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it,
Right.
It's you there.
right.
In which case,
it could be security. Maybe security is reporting this stuff.
no,
Like,
it's
yo,
Josh because you know Josh is too humble. He will never tell you he's the first one in, the last one out.
That's because the security guys are reporting it to the coaches.
That's right. That's right.
That's why.
You might be onto something.
Yep. Look at the cameras. Who came in first today? Sorry, boss. Let me check that for you. It was definitely Odunze.
Like, wrong answer. You were here first. You saw the tape.
Okay, so I think this is an easy decision. I'm going with Odunze.
Who you going with?
Oh yeah. I
gotta go.
I'll save the breakdown for when it matters. Coleman to me,
Right. I think this is kind of an easy one.
Coleman to me, whatever.
This is the next one right here.
This is the one that I sent. He would had this been last week, he would have been like easy.
Right.
Really?
That's true. He's right.
Lab McConkey versus Xavier Worthy.
Look.
Yeah.
Yep. Come on. What you got?
Worthy or Lad?
He's a worthy lad.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me see.
What you
Hey,
need?
Lad is 5'11",
What you need?
187.
We're in a 4.38 and 4.38.
Quick receiver, phenomenal after the catch.
You didn't watch did I not send it to you?
What?
his film.
Oh no, yeah, I saw it.
Okay. He said, "Oh yeah, I saw it." That's it.
So all right. On what I've seen as far as tape, my mind says Lad. But as far as straight speed and athletic ability and impact, like, it tells me to go Xavier. So this is my argument with him. It's kind of like the Josh and Lamar, right? When they drafted, I knew Lamar had the highest ceiling because of his athletic ability, right? But like to A's point, if you can coach, to me, I think Josh is better, but I think Lamar has a higher ceiling still.
Right.
So
I'll take that because I'm smiling again.
Right, so
got you both. Jeez. Got you both. Nah.
And the only knock for me for Lad is, to me, I think I would prefer a bigger wide receiver. He's smaller.
6 feet?
I mean, see, that's the thing. I didn't know before I really did my deep diving. I didn't know he was 6 feet. Yeah. I thought he was like,
if he was like 5'10" or something like that, I've been like, it's kind of a.
Because how tall is Steph?
5'11". 5'11",
Like,
6 feet.
So yeah, he's like.
I thought he was like 6'1".
Nah, so he's the same size as Steph. So, but he could ball though, man.
That's
Cooper Kupp is 6 feet, right?
Cooper Kupp is.
I think he's 6'2".
6'2", 6'3", yeah.
Yeah, he's taller.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's taller. But no,
Lad could ball though.
Yeah,
he could ball.
See, the thing about this, Worthy is not a track star that plays football. Worthy is a football player that can run track.
Right.
He tracks the ball well. He catches the ball well. He has the side-to-side agility, so it's not just straight line speed. Which, when you get on the field in his situation, it's not going to matter how fast you run straight line because you're never going to get top speed. Well, almost never, I should say. Where Lad McConkey, he's like that annoying little brother. When you're running down Delavan, and they catching ground, say, and it hit the other way.
Yep.
Yeah.
All day long, and then he hits that top gear again real fast. I'm like. Yep. Who is this dude? Yep. And in my mind, I'm trying to think, what can we use? Obviously we got Diggs, so we got to mitigate Diggs' his route running and his lack of speed with somebody that has speed. But I'm thinking, like, man, if you give him somebody that's got speed and can run routes, Lad McConkey. And when I really found out, I know this is gonna be bad. When I really found out that Lad was an outside receiver and not a slot guy, that really perked my ears up a little bit.
Yeah, same here. When I found that out, I was a little more interested.
Mm-hmm. What you giggling at?
Steve is going in. He said Lamar has a higher ceiling. What? Josh is 6'5", 240. What?
Right.
Steve recommends watching McConkey versus Alabama. He says,
I saw it.
McConkey is his pick all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it.
I think in this case, the best fit for the Bills, for sure was Adunze's work ethic, all that kind of stuff, like the mentality. I think that is extremely important to Sean McDermott, mostly because he can't coach that. Anyway,
nice. Slid it in there.
I think in this conversation, as much as I like Xavier Worthy, I think McConkey is a better fit for the Bills, although I want Worthy. And that's tough. That's tough for me because for what Worthy can do on a football field, the Bills need that. Mm-hmm. However, I think a player like that, unless you know something I don't in terms of his personality, whatever it says on the scouting report, usually with players that have that kind of elite athletic ability, they got some kind of swag with them. And I don't know if the Bills, namely Sean McDermott, will be willing to tolerate another guy in here in the wide receiver room that's got some swag like Steph Diggs does. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think that might be a little bit too much for Sean. He already tried to get him out of here, at the beginning of the 2023 season. But because he was stuck with him, he had to eat that bullet. So for this exercise, I'm going to say McConkey's a better fit for the Bills.
You say no?
It's tough, man. Is Xavier? We talked about this. his play size, he's not 165. His play size is more of a 185 guy.
180, yeah.
I'm going to have to go to Xavier.
You want Xavier?
It's tough, but I'm going to have to go to Xavier just because I want that.
You want that verticality. But
yes.
But he also, that's
Steve,
it's tough, bro.
Steve disagrees with your worthy pick.
It's tough, bro.
Steve disagrees with your worthy assessment. He says worthy is equivalent to Marquise Goodwin.
No. I don't agree with that.
I think, to me, Goodwin was a one trick.
Yeah, he was a one tricker.
He's not. I don't think Xavier's a one trick.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, Marquise Goodwin was like the fast version of Gabe Davis. Sorry, Gabe, too soon. I don't care. I run straight. If you don't get me the ball straight, I can't do jack else. You're gonna try to make me do other stuff, but it's not gonna work. But I think. Well, Steve already said it's McConkey, so he's gonna slander Worthy all day long. I'm gonna go shiggity.
Well, real quick, Rich writes in, he goes, dang, how you gonna jab McDermott like that? Aramis v. McDermott will be a better matchup compared to Tyson v. Paul. He's right. It will be. You know why? Because strikers beat wrestlers all day long.
I'm gonna go, even though I'm with you. I'm gonna go Worthy.
Wow.
Go Worthy.
Okay. All right.
I hate it, but I'm gonna go Worthy. I don't hate it, but
that was tough.
Worthy wins that one.
That was
okay.
tough. I ain't gonna lie. That was tough.
All right.
You asked me two days ago, I might change my answer.
Yeah, if you would ask,
I'm going with Worthy.
You would ask me before I saw that, like Steve said, the Jordan game.
Okay. So Steve is going based on Goodwin's production in college. Production at the combine and his size.
Got you. Yeah.
So you're saying similarities.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. All right.
Then that's why, Steve, that's why I said I think that, and honestly, that's why I said what I said, because I was thinking about Goodwin, the track star that was a football player.
And that's why you said it the way
right,
you did. Yeah. Okay. This has got to be an easy one for me. It's Neighbors all day.
Neighbors
versus Leggett. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Neighbors all day. There's no question whatsoever.
Do we have to go through this?
I don't even care. No, we don't.
What do you have?
He didn't show up.
What? Oh my God.
What? He didn't show up.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on.
He didn't show up.
Yo, he got the two top receivers in the draft out of there because they ain't even show up. No, you off my board. Get out of here. Dang,
what are they trying to hide though? What you trying to hide? Like,
I don't know.
But what if he runs what if he runs a bad 40 and that's not really his best 40?
No, like
even if he do, but what about everything else? Like same thing with what I just talked about. Keon Coleman, he had a bad 40, but everywhere else he balled out.
Yeah. Mel's like,
to me,
what
I'm not.
Does it matter?
Listen, hey, they definitely gonna get drafted and they're probably gonna be good, but there's why? I want to know why you ain't show up. Like
that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause like to me, one thing that I know I'm good at, bowling.
Yeah,
right.
That's a fact.
I can show up. I don't. No, I'm good. I'm gonna show you. Like, to me, I don't know if they were scared or if they was like, I got this high draft stock. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to hurt it because I'm really not. I'm good, but these dudes might be a little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think you hit it right on the head. I think that was a perfect assessment because, and I want to ask you this, Key, has anybody, Mac too, has anybody ever gotten hurt at the combine?
Oh yeah, somebody got hurt this last one.
My man who ran the highest 40. What's his name?
Yeah. Well, he didn't run the highest 40, but he at the time he did,
right.
And he pulled his hammy right on the first run.
Right. Really?
Yeah.
He had the 4.21, and then he.
Done.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I think between them not wanting to lose their draft status based on whatever, a technicality or anything that could go wrong, them not catching a specific pass at the combine drops their stock. I think that's a big part of it. And the other part of it is the risk of injury.
No, say hell with all that. Show up.
Right, he sure did.
Hey, because they going to do their pro day still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they still gonna play preseason.
That does look fishy when you rather do the scripted stuff rather than show up and
that's
show
what
how
I'm.
good you
And
are.
that's another thing. You want to show off what you're best at. I want to see what you can improve on. Right? Because everybody not perfect. Right? Even Randy Moss. Right? As great as he was, he had areas where he had to improve on. I want to see those so I can help you improve those. I don't want you to hide them.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you hide them and you don't work on them, somebody expose you. Now you cooked. Now you barbecue chicken because I see a weakness, and I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a
Now-
really good point.
I will not agree with Mel in any way, shape, or form. But, no.
His neighbors all day.
He's still but no, I mean, you know, that's a good point, but I just don't like the fact that Mel made it. So, but yeah, no, I think I mean there is something that to be said for guys that do show up at the combine. There's some guys that, you know, their agents say, no, you got these 5 teams you're a lock in. You're definitely here,
Right.
you know. So sometimes you might not even see him do anything at the pro day. It depends what they want to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes coaches can say, hey, I want him to run a 7 route or something like that. They can say that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so
even though it wasn't planned,
right.
you know,
I want to see him
beforehand.
do this. I want to see him do that. You know.
So I like to be objective. I will say this, and I don't necessarily think that this point is what I believe, but I you know, thinking about the scenario from both sides, from a player's perspective, all of my faults and defects and stuff like that, you can see watching the tape. If my coaches can see it and they're coaching me on it on a weekly basis during the season, then an NFL scout should definitely be able to see that. On top of that, during the games, there's scouts there watching me anyway, so you already see, you know, what I can do, both good and bad, right? And you know, your boy Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, guys like that are saying, look, I am who I've shown your scouts I am already. You either like me for what I've done on the football field or you don't like me at all. And
I will say
I can understand that.
Neighbors was there. He did the interviews in the medicals.
Yep.
He just didn't do any field drills.
He didn't participate.
Wait, so Caleb and Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't even show up for medicals?
Marvin Harrison did show up for medical. He was
Oh.
he was in the. It was they found something. He has to get some kind of scan.
For real?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So to me, like, I don't know. And then as a wide receiver, especially if my coach know who I am, it could be a Gabe Davis situation. Man, he looks good. Well, what routes is he running? He really only runs these only 4 routes.
Right.
Here comes Patrick Peterson.
Maybe because you struggle on other routes. That's why you don't run them. Right?
That's
Or
a
maybe
good
you
point.
do these type of moves because you can't do this. Or maybe they put you in positions where they know you're going to get the advantage because you get somebody who is a great cornerback, one-on-one, man-to-man. Can you beat him?
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
So we going Neighbors over Leggett.
And then he went to wide receiver university, man.
Who's that? Neighbors.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
You letting him slide through?
I'm still gonna pick Leggett, but y'all still gonna pick that. I would still pick him, but y'all gonna outvote me. So 2-1.
Well, since I sided with you last time, I don't feel bad.
Yay! You know, I'm just playing. All
Okay,
right.
Brian Thomas Jr. or Troy Franklin?
Lindsay weighed in. She likes Thomas Jr.
Absolutely. But Lindsay, we're gonna be integrity here. I'm not gonna tip my hand to the end of this whole exercise for me because I'm building on something here.
Oh,
I'm
man.
joking. But no, obviously Thomas Jr., like you said, and I thought about it, I kept my face straight because when you said somebody with swag, if you don't want nobody with swag, you can't get Thomas Jr., you can't have Neighbors.
Really?
Because they're good and they know it. You know, Thomas Jr. will bust on the dance. He will jaw at the sideline. He will, but he's going to back up. Whatever he says. So,
Yeah.
at that size and that pedigree coming from, as Mel said, wide receiver university. I mean, Troy Franklin, especially hurting himself the way he did in the combine. He went down. And it's ironic because I didn't think about this, but Thomas Jr. actually ran the gauntlet drill the opposite because he was weaving, but he was weaving to the ball, which makes it harder. If you run on that straight line, what he's doing is he's got to adjust quicker because the ball is coming out closer. When you get closer to the guy throwing the ball, when you're weaving towards him,
So he's actually doing what receivers are taught to do in the game.
Right. And Franklin was running away from it, trying to gain the time to track it. And that's why I think his miles per hour was so low because he was
he was like this.
Yeah, he was doing.
Yeah, I think it still counts though. I haven't heard anything.
It counts, but it just shows your body control is off.
If you're running towards the ball?
If you're running away from it. Well, if you're zigzagging on the line
Right.
first, because if you saw McConkey run it, McConkey was like straight down.
Because like what that shows is, first of all, you're running like NFL speed, like you're running straight, boom,
Body control and focus.
right?
Yeah.
And like, because sometimes the quarterback, I need you here. Like you can't stray off because one, you might catch the ball. Now we ain't got the first down. Now we ain't got that touchdown. But when you can concentrate, keep your speed and your focus, where you can catch here and keep that straight line speed.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. Yep. So I mean, and that's where I think Mel was his point about Keon Coleman's 21 mile an hour run was, because he was straight down the line. And I mean, when you're not thinking, you can go faster. When you're not cheating the drill, you can go faster.
Yep.
I'm not saying Franklin was doing it on purpose, but that shows you right there that he doesn't have the body control that some of the other guys do.
Okay.
So for me and Lindsay, Brian Thomas Jr., what say you, sir?
Oh, man. Okay. Well, I think if we're talking about best fit, it's got to be Lee Evans Jr., man. I think Franklin's got to be the guy. I everything else is coachable. The zigzag, I understand.
You
that.
can't say Lee Evans Jr. with him sitting right there. Now you swayed his vote.
You see what I'm trying to do over here. No, so yeah, in my mind, I have to go with the same logic that I went with for Harrison, Worthy, guys like that. You already said, this dude is gonna be dancing on in the end zone and stuff like that. I think Sean McDermott might run and tackle him himself if he ever sees him doing some stuff like that in his rookie season. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm going with the same logic, it's got to be Franklin, man. It's got to be. It doesn't necessarily mean I want Franklin over Thomas. That's why this is a tough exercise, because you got to go by best fit.
As Mel deliberates.
So I love Brian Thomas.
Oh, man.
He's the other receiver from LAU, wide receiver university.
Oh, man.
I wanted Franklin, like, before everything dropped off, I'm like, oh, we can get Troy Franklin here. I want Troy Franklin. But when I saw, like, the combine and stuff like that, I like the stuff that Sean McDermott don't like about the, the flashy stuff. I like that.
Same here. Yep.
Right? I like that. I know he doesn't, but I like that.
Objection, coercion.
And I'm going to tell you why I like that. When you balling and you having fun,
yeah.
Because guess what? When you not, he's gonna say something. He's gonna be like Diggs, yo, right? And maybe that might be the spark that Sean McDermott needs to, like, yo, all right, we need to, okay, yeah. Not because when there's one guy doing it, you can kind of put him in the corner. You can kind of say put baby in the corner, or it's just him. Mm-hmm. But now when everybody doing it,
wait, before you answer. Best fit, bro. Best fit.
Objection.
Best
Coercion.
fit, bro. I'm trying to get my boy in there.
Counsel's influencing the witness.
What's Franklin's measurable? So Brian Thomas is 6'4", 205.
Franklin 6'3", 6'2", 176.
So he's smaller. And Brian Thomas is bigger and faster?
Come on, bring me the bacon. Bring me the bacon.
I got to go big and faster. I got to.
Really?
Huzzah.
We're talking about best fit for the team, not who you think is better.
Gregory Hines is going to be on the Bills.
Gregory Hines. Oh, my gosh.
It was written. Thomas Jr. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Malachi Corley or Jermaine Burton. Now, I didn't talk about Jermaine Burton when we did this. Jermaine Burton's out of Alabama. He's almost identical, everything to Steph Diggs measurably. So same hand size, same 40 times, same height, same weight, everything.
Speed, all that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and he compares to Steph Diggs. That goes back to my Adonai Mitchell point. Do you want another Steph Diggs, or do you want a Malachi Corley who
You gotta stop asking it that way, though. This is what got us in trouble in the last round. Stop asking who you like and who you want. Who fits the Bills better?
That's what I'm saying. Do you like for this offense?
Follow the rules.
Do you like for this offense? Who do you want for this offense? Who does McDermott want? Malachi Corley out of the Western Kentucky tree toppers or hill toppers. Or,
that's who he wants right there. Just based off the college you said. That's who he
Kentucky
wants.
Hill toppers?
Anywhere up in the mountains, anywhere.
Now this is my thing. If you're going with Malachi Corley, he doesn't play outside. He's a slot guy, which still doesn't.
He can't play outside, or
he hasn't. He hasn't. So you would be taking a chance that that you're getting a guy that can't play outside. Most of his receptions were screens.
So it's like Keyshawn's point. He is a slot guy, but they will hit him with a dig screen, where he'll run outside on the screen,
right?
But he's in his body of work in the slot.
Isn't he a speed guy too, though?
Not so much.
He is known as the Yak King.
Yeah, he's a Yak King. So he's probably like a 4
after the catch,
4 or something.
He's running. He's getting yards. Whether he's going through you, he's
mostly going through you. Yeah. But
so Steve is saying Thomas Jr. is on the rise. Thomas Jr. is going to be a number 2 that can be a number 1 later. Franklin is just a good number 2.
Steve, my guy, Steve. I don't know if we've ever spoke before, but if we haven't, welcome, and you are my best. No,
I'm about to just flip this whole table over, and everybody is missing the point of this exercise. Which
no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Seriously, we're not.
I'm doing it as who do I want to see? Who, if I'm building the Bills, who better fits the Bills team? I think you're looking at it from what would Sean do?
Right. That's why I said it like that. Like who fits the Buffalo Bills? Who best fits the team?
And that's what I'm doing. Honestly, that's what I think I'm doing.
Steve says best fit has to be an instant number 2 now and can be a future number 1 as Diggs either moves to slot or off this team. Has to be in a combo. Yeah, I agree with that. I think, if I'm going by who I want off of this list, Thomas Jr. all day long in that comp. If I'm looking at realistically receiver overall of who I want out of this draft, I think I would be extremely happy with McConkey or Thomas Jr. To me, the only way I would want Leggett is if I was able to trade back and get him. Same thing for Worthy. I mean,
well, that was part of it too. When you said we're not going based on a draft position, because Worthy and obviously Corley's not a first rounder. Right. They're second and third respectively. Even McConkey might be a fringe second round draft pick. So when I did the exercise, it doesn't seem like when I say what I want, when I'm thinking, I'm speaking as if I am McDermott. When I'm looking at how the construct is, what he might want.
Oh, okay. No. I want you to picture what Sean wants.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. I'm picturing like I'm Sean, like I'm him. His philosophy, not me.
No.
His philosophy.
No.
What?
No. You can't be him.
Why not?
Because.
Why? Because I'm big and black? What?
Yeah, well, namely that specifically, but what
other reason? What other disqualifying factors are there?
Okay,
this is okay. Let me.
I'll put it like this.
Right.
Pretend we not pretend. This whole thing is pretend. But here's another scenario.
I've been wasting my time this whole time.
Let's say we had to find a girlfriend for Junie. Right. We have to go based on what we know Junie typically looks for.
Right.
That's what
I'm saying. That's what I mean when I'm saying I'm him. If I'm acting like I'm Sean McDermott sitting in his chair, like what he wants.
But you picked Worthy
over McConkey.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think Sean wants that guy in here over McConkey?
I think he would take Worthy over McConkey. I do.
Okay.
I think he's looking to get a speedy guy.
I think that downfield threat,
because we lack speed right now. That's what we need. And I like Corley. The only thing you know how I feel about him, because especially after age 89, my only holdback is what about Khalil Shakir? Because if we draft this guy,
that's where I am.
And that's draft him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why, when I think about a McConkey or somebody like that, I mean, he's not a slot guy, but he's going to be operating in that realm where Shakir does.
Right.
So in my mind, I got to get the antithesis and go deep. And when I said Worthy's a guy that can go catch short and take it long, or he can just burn you and catch it long. Right. And same with Thomas Jr. Thomas Jr. is the kind of guy that I mean, he's in the same ilk because he kind of plays, keep away like we were talking about with McConkey, where you catch it for me, so I'm going the other way.
Right. So.
No, I understood the assignment. I just posed as if I'm submersing myself in this, like I'm really Sean.
Got you. Steve writes in, I love this comment. He goes, "What you want us to do? Just pick a bunch of hardworking, no talent dudes from small schools?" He said, "Just make this bracket and call it how to make the Bills less competitive." But okay, so in all fairness, that's why I picked first round dudes, because I mean honestly, I think anything beyond this gets into that kind of nature of the Bills being less competitive. But at the same time, one of the things that I always try to do on this show, myself, just my own agenda, is kind of expose some of the issues that are going on with the Bills, and I think this is something that kind of bubbles to the surface of what we're talking about here in terms of what we know the Bills typically like. Now, I do agree with Mac when he says that Sean is probably going into the season looking for speed. However, I don't know how much I can trust his ability to deliver on that because of what happened last year when they said specifically, "We want a pass catcher." Okay, you want a pass catcher, so you go and get a tight end. How is that helping the number 2 position at all?
The best thing tighter than the business.
Right. At that time, you hadn't yet given the job to Gabe Davis. He hadn't yet really earned the number 2 wide receiver spot.
I'm still waiting on him to earn it.
Huh?
I'm still waiting on him to earn
it. Right. So if I'm looking at that, I mean, in my mind, it's like there's a significant level of distrust with whether or not he's going to get the guy that the Bills need, or versus him getting the guy that he thinks will listen to him and do what he wants him to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really think that with regards to the we know it. I don't have to say it. He doesn't have to say it at all. He panicked.
Yeah,
because the run. Quentin Johnson, don't know why he went so high. Jackson and Jigba, Jalen Hyatt, Jordan Addison, which is the guy I think they would have taken. Zay Flowers, the guy they would have taken. We're gone. They didn't want Josh Downs, and I didn't either. Not there. Nate Dill, they didn't want him. He was too short. They were like, "Man, we're running out of options. We got to get somebody now." They could have held off and got Rashee Rice or somebody like that. But you think about Jordan Addison, the allure of him, and Zay Flowers as well, and they were gone. McDermott was like, "We got to get somebody in the first round now. We got to do something," and that was all they had. So I think what they said last year, I don't think that's going to happen this year unless every freaking wide receiver goes off the board within there's too many of them. We got what do I have? I have 12 right here. That's dang near half the first round if they all went off the board. That's crazy.
Right. Is there this thought just occurred to me because Lindsay wrote in got to find JA17 a new bromance. Is there something to be said about how Josh Allen breaks up with his girlfriend in the same year that he breaks up with Steph Diggs? is there a connection here?
And got the most expensive haircut he's ever had. And
probably.
It all comes together. So for Corley and Burton, this is actually going to be the one that we have to exercise what you're saying. I think if it came out of these two, I think they would take Burton.
I agree.
I think I have to agree with that too.
I like Corley way better.
Oh yeah,
but
me too.
Fit for the team.
Yeah, just because Shakir's here. I mean, no way of getting around that.
Right.
Okay. Steve is asking a question. He says, "Don't you think the Tyler Dunn article really changed the who McDermott / Bean mindset? Look at the cute this offseason. Maybe we're shifting the philosophy.
I think it's
the cuts. Okay.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the things that I said. I think Friday we talked a little bit about that. Yeah. But I absolutely. I think part of it is the cap situation being the way it is that kind of puts them in that position where they really don't have a choice. But I think more importantly, absolutely, I think the Tyler Dunn report did a lot to change Sean McDermott's mindset. But here's the thing with that. I think what we're going to see is a slight change in Sean McDermott's mindset, but a major change in the way Sean McDermott operates the team. Okay? You look at who he hired as a defensive coordinator, right? I've already kind of stated how, his trend initially was to go with tenured guys. And even the guy that, some of the guys that he brought in, Al Holcomb, guys that have kind of been there, done that. I think Mike Shula is still on the team as a senior offensive, assistant or whatever, whatever. Huh?
He's still here.
So he still has the tenured guys that are part of his closer circle that are kind of keeping an eye on things, so to speak. On top of that, if you look at the who did we sign? We signed
for what?
Who have we signed this year? There was one player that we signed that I was like, that looks like the veteran in the room type of deal.
For us?
Yeah. We signed Quentin Morris. We signed Taylor Rapp. We signed who else?
Mitch Trubisky?
Mitch Trubisky? No, that wasn't it.
Running back? No, you're saying running backs line, D line.
Oh, this is when we were talking about Murray. You said you saw Murray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that
Did we sign him?
We didn't re-sign him, but I heard I have intel that he's still in Buffalo somewhere. I don't know what that means, but he's somewhere in here.
Yeah, and I mean, even with him just being in Buffalo and knowing how Sean McDermott has operated in the past, I won't be surprised to see if they re-sign him. Ty Johnson is too young to be that guy for Sean, and I think Murray is exactly what Sean looks for as far as having a veteran in every room. I don't subscribe to that. I don't think that that's something that is a mainstay in other NFL franchises. I've really only ever heard of that being done here. So that's kind of an example of what I mean, where you might see you might see him do some different things on the field, and maybe a little bit off the field, and like even with his press conferences. You mentioned this, how he's a little bit more personable. He actually answers the questions, and he's now he's at the point where he's got significantly better at answering the question without actually answering the question.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was just, I'm not going to answer the question.
I'm not going to get into that,
right.
Respectfully, we're not yet. Now it's like he just does coach speak, which is what we expect. Right.
And that's going to be much more palatable for the media, and it's something that you get from any NFL coach you talk to, right? Mm-hmm. Unless it's a rookie head coach coming in and he's trying to win people over. Right. But yeah, so and here's the other thing I noticed too with Sean last year. Once the Tyler Dunn report came out, he wasn't doing what he's doing now. Mm-hmm. I think he's doing what he's doing now because he's still operating under the contract extension that he's got, and he hasn't been fired, right? So in his mind, he's got the next 2 years, right? That's already under his belt, in his mind. Mm-hmm. But if you look at how he operated last year, right after the report came out, he was answering questions, like giving real answers to people. He was smiling more, speaking softer. Like he did everything in the press conference except pick up a baby and kiss it. Like that. Those are the things that I pay attention to because I'm looking at, is it going to stay that way? Is he going to continue to be this person? Is he going to dial it back? And we've seen now so far he's kind of dialed that back a little bit. He's not spending so much time trying to make people laugh and be personable and all that kind of stuff. It's back to business. I'm the head coach and I'm moving forward. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's still in there. It's just there's a time and place for it, and I think that's the key point. It's not always going to be one way or the other, but it's just the ability to shift back and forth. So we'll see where he goes from here. I mean, so far he's a completely different guy. I think he's got a rebirth so far, but like you said, just like that, it's like that partner that cheated. They say, I'll never do it again. Okay, I want to trust you, I want to believe you, but in the back of my mind, I'm still
right.
It's always I don't know. I'm waiting for that shoe to drop. So
Steve says Tyler needs to start writing again.
Right, we give him a list of people he needs to start writing about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to continue on with this deal.
Matter of fact, Tyler needs to write a report on Pagula. Maybe they'll get some real change up in this piece. I mean, if we're really trying to go to the root of the problem, you said it best. You said Pagula doesn't care. That's exactly right. If you're an owner who is so focused on winning and winning a ring, you're not okay with 3 divisional losses. You're not okay, just running it back with everybody and then adding on a $100 million player onto what already lost the year before. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What part of last year's team wasn't enough didn't you get?
Right.
Lindsay says exactly. We'll go 15-1 in this season. I hope so. Between the Tyler Dunn report and some of the things that we've been seeing, it would be absolutely the Billsiest thing I've ever seen if the year where we lose a majority of our defense and we're depending on rookies like you wouldn't believe, which is something Sean has never done in his career as head coach here, and we go 15-1.
Yeah, he's somewhere itching right now. He's scared.
Right.
So, you want to keep going with this thing? Or,
I think we can finish this up. It's almost 8:30. We
had
had one more thing we had to get to, right? Didn't we?
We can say it to next time.
Okay.
Actually, he's not going to be here on Friday. Go for it. No, would you rather finish up with the low lights, or you want to finish this off?
So the low lights is like the top 3 most embarrassing moments.
How much we got left to finish this off?
I mean, it can
we
go
still probably
quick.
got like 2 or 3 rounds.
It can go pretty well. We got rounds, but we already did the scouting report. So right now it's kind of like Mitchell or Odunze.
Right.
Which one you want?
Mitchell? Yeah, we could breeze through that if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Say it. Say it.
I'm taking Odunze, man.
All day.
Man.
I agree with that.
Man, F y'all.
Put it this way.
No, I'm not putting it anyway.
He's my number 1.
Huh?
He's my number 1.
Yeah, I know. But he's not mine. So I'm going to fix this. So he's definitely okay. Lindsay, you know where this is going. All right. Worthy your neighbors.
Ooh, you lose. Neighbors all day.
I mean, that's not a hard one.
No, not at all.
Okay. Yes, I'm spelling it right. It's weird. Thomas Jr. and Burton. Yes.
Right, Thomas Jr. Yes. Wait, you okay with that? You good? Okay.
I'm about to say, what's the hold up?
Wait, did we miss somebody?
Let's see.
How did we end up with 3?
Mitchell, this one is this one. This one is that. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so
we got to choose between Neighbors, Odunze, and Thomas Jr.
No, just relax. Relax, Mel. Hey, I'm talking to you.
All right, come on with it. I'm listening.
All right. Since we know Odunze and Neighbors are not going to be there.
Are you going to
No. Okay. I mean,
they not.
He won't.
But we're not going based on realism. Don't entertain that, man.
They won't be. But no. I mean, out of this group, I couldn't even see.
Matter of fact, for these last 3, just put them in order for first, second, and third.
Okay.
Like your first, second, and third.
I got it. Thomas.
Okay,
Neighbors,
so we don't have
Odunze.
to pick one. We just go.
Because I don't know.
To me, this is easy.
It's easy for you?
This is extremely easy.
Yeah.
I got it inverse. Thomas, Neighbors, Odunze. That's the way I got it.
So you got Thomas. I got Odunze, Thomas, Neighbors.
Is that because you see him fitting that the way the Bills would pick him, or?
I think.
Now I'm going to A's logic.
So
how do you think
when you want to incorporate everything, all around wide receiver, all around fit and need, I think Thomas fits that. I like Odunze's character, right? I think his work ethic and his character, as well as what he can bring to the field, is good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking down like years and years to be that guy. But overall impact, need for the Bills, my number 1 will be Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, and I'm probably being presumptuous here because if we're doing the outer realm of reality, and we're just saying pick one that you want, Neighbors, it'll be Neighbors, Thomas, and Odunze, I think, because For me, Neighbors is the silkiest receiver in the league in this draft.
Easily.
He's silky, man.
He's silky with it.
Yo,
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's hard for me to fathom him being in Buffalo because of just the quality he is. Odunze is like, and I don't mean this in a slight. He's like the upgraded version of Gabe to me. Like, he doesn't really have that shiftiness. Mm-hmm. He's faster. He's got better hands. You know, he can better run more routes. But when I'm looking at somebody like Neighbors and Thomas Explosion and they're in and out of the routes and this, that, and third, just the quick speed change ratio. I mean, those two have it. And Odunze's like that bigger body physical dude to me. Mm. So I can see why you would want him because, you know, during the season, that was my guy too. But then when I put on some LSU tape, I'm like, yo, this Neighbors dude.
He is unbelievable.
Yo, right. And I told you, I mean, to my credit, I told me, they were talking, maybe Friday, you might have been here, but I said, easily, I got Neighbors over Harrison Jr.
Yeah, he's the best receiver in the draft.
Yeah, so.
He's got to be. He's got to be. Okay, so Lindsay agrees with Steve. Steve says Thomas Jr., Odunze, and Neighbors in that order.
You got Neighbors last. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I got him second. To me, Thomas is that dude, man.
Yeah, I mean,
and they both went to the same school,
right?
But
he's the number one anywhere else that doesn't have Neighbors.
Right.
He's the number one everywhere.
So I want to change my prediction because I don't think the Bills will be willing to do this, but if they do, I'll be impressed. I don't think the Bills are ready to go to an air raid system. And the reason I say that is they haven't done anything with Knox's contract yet. They haven't figured out that situation. So essentially, you're going to have a first-round pick as a tight end and another tight end making $46 million.
He took a pay cut.
Huh?
They redid his contract.
Yeah, they did Knox.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
They redid his contract, yeah.
So what is he making now?
I didn't see it, but I know that he took a pay cut.
It saves us on the cap. What was the number? Like an extra 2 or 3, something like that. So
his hit is probably $10 million, $11 million.
10 still?
I mean, you can only do so much, yeah.
Yeah, for $10 million, I can't have my tight end making $10 million sitting on the bench.
I mean,
let's coming in on run plays.
Let's wait to be sure when the numbers come out.
So,
what you got?
Yeah,
my bad, I was way off. This reportedly lessens his $14.4 million cap in 2024.
So only for this coming season.
But they don't tell me what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm thinking it's going to be.
I saw somewhere where we saving us like an extra 2.
I'm thinking it's going to be more than that.
I think it's more.
I think it's going to be I think it might be upwards of 5 to 7.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't want to miss ZZ Tiz. Hopefully we caught you before you left. He says just came here. Who do the Bills need to get with these pickups and trade? I think he's talking about free agency in general, roster moves. I think that's me and you right there, Matt. Because
I know some.
Okay, well, who you got?
Don't put me in the spot first.
Well,
I was in the conversation.
You can't jump out in front. I know stuff.
This for wide receivers?
I think it's anybody in free agency, really.
Well, you know what? My favorite is still Cameron Curl. Outside of that, I don't know that I want to put a lot of. I don't know if I want to put a lot of emphasis in day one free agency money on anything outside of.
Yeah, technically, even if we did accrue $30 million in cap space, you got to take off what 6 or 7 for draft. No,
Trey White.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So all $30 million can go to free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because Trey White he still counts against us until July.
It's the post June.
Yeah, post June.
Yeah.
So we can't use any of that money in free agency. It doesn't open up until June 1st.
Which is when we'll have all our draft picks and we're
and then you get the free and then they start having to do contracts, so you can do it then. It's a perfect storm.
Yeah, that works out perfectly. Okay.
So we got enough to do. So theoretically, we could do free agents and still have enough to clear.
We'll definitely have enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just can't blow through like $1 million, $20 million on one guy.
Right. But obviously the kicker with that is you still got a whole bunch of bench positions to fill.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
On top of starters.
That's what I'm saying. When we talked
about it. A lot of people
to
sign with that $30 million.
Yeah, we talked about did I have it here?
Real quick, Steve Lynn writes in, Odunze is Devontae Adams. Neighbors is Justin Jefferson Light. Thomas Jr. looks like Diggs/Odell with juice. That's saying a lot because I thought Odell had juice.
Out of that list, to me, Devontae is the dude.
Yeah,
He is the
100%.
dude, yeah.
Hands down, he's the best.
And that's so. I was gonna say I think I put Adunze first in that list. I would say Adunze, and then Neighbors, and then Thomas. Just in terms of who I think the Bills would take, I think Neighbors' route running ability combined with his speed is just. I don't see how you could pass up on that, even for a bigger body like Thomas Jr. and his athleticism and all that. I just don't know how you can pass up on a guy like that who, man. Oh,
What you got?
why would he do that? Lindsay said Eckler signs with the Commanders,
Oh, yeah.
2 years, $11 million.
I was gonna say that, but yeah.
Why would he do
Commanders?
that?
Yep.
Well, they're about to get a quarterback too, so they might be all right.
How much? What was it?
2 years, $11 million.
That's it.
Right.
For Eckler?
Right. Wow. Right.
I think he's found out that he's got to prove himself again. How old is he? He's 20.
Nah, yeah, he's like
28?
27, 28.
He's got to
somewhere
prove
around
himself
there,
again because he's had some problems in
Injury
LA.
history, yeah.
So it's going to be him and because Gibson is in New England.
Did he really? He went to New England.
Antonio Gibson is in New England.
Who was the other guy they had then?
What's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Steve, I don't know how I missed this comment. He says, you want to know the owner? Go look at the Sabres.
Oh yes, Steve. If you're new to the show, I've drawn a lot of parallels to the way they run the Sabres. It's pretty hairy.
Yeah.
Pretty hairy indeed. He actually pays more attention to the Bills these days.
Speaking of Sabres, real quick, did y'all see what they did to my man Kyle?
I'm glad he's going. I'm so glad he's going.
So
Really?
So my man was telling me.
I don't know anything about hockey. Just
So my man was telling me at work that was a gift to Kyle Pozo.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to play on the best team in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they gift him anything? Didn't he give him a hard time coming out?
So basically, he's done a lot for the Sabres.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of like his reward. Like kind of like if we would have sent off like
Kyle Williams,
like
or
Trey
something
White,
like that. Yeah.
we'll send you to the. I hate to say it, but we'll send you to the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? Get you an opportunity to win or at least experience the playoffs because you ain't gonna do it with us.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kudos for them doing that.
I mean,
All right.
yeah, I think that at the end of the year they're all going to be looking for jobs. Well, I don't know. It's coming. It's coming up. It's coming up. Granado and Adams are they're in deep trouble. But yeah, so no, I think I don't even know who's still here, but I got the list up that we came up with for players. But I don't think that. I don't know who would you really spend money on. I mean. You tell me, is Jameis out there still? Sam Darnold still out there? We don't need a quarterback. Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift is gone. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was linked to the Bills at one point. I would kill my
Curtis Samuel all day.
Huh?
Curtis Samuel all day.
Curtis Samuel. Okay. So Curtis Samuel, Dalton Risner I'd be interested in. I don't know what his number is.
If you guys want a center, and you don't think that Alec Anderson or McGovern, if they move him to play center,
I think Risner could be that guard center.
dude, I'll get Connor Williams from Miami.
I don't think we can afford him.
No,
think so?
we can't afford him.
Because he's like one of the best centers out there. And
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was like maybe like
Nah.
top 5, top 6. You think he's like the guy?
This year, he's probably the guy, and that's why they let him go.
The Hunt, I thought Hunt was like the premium. You saw what he got.
No, Connor
Well, that's
Williams
because he's going to play tackle with him.
Yeah, Connor Williams is their best lineman.
Yeah.
Oh man, never mind.
They were trying to cut people to keep him.
Yep.
Not that easy. So we got AJ Epinesa. He was on our list. Leonard Floyd is going. Yannick Ngakoue, don't know what or where he went.
How much did we pay AJ? Did they say?
Huh?
How much did we pay AJ?
2 years. I didn't see the number, but I know it's a 2-year contract.
Let me see if I can find it.
Madubuike went back to Baltimore.
Did he really?
Yep. He signed a massive deal. Jonathan Greenard. Did he go somewhere?
Yep.
Whoa.
That's what I thought.
Grenner went to Minnesota.
Okay.
4 years, $76 million.
I thought I saw
Who
his name.
did?
Grenner.
Oh, yeah. So
Houston.
Epinesa's contract is a 2-year contract, base value of $7 million in the first year, and could be worth up to $20 million by the second year.
Hold up. First year is only 7?
Base salary.
That's his base, his cap hit. His cap
What was
hit, and then it's going to be
what was
Madden
his
centers and
guarantee or
stuff.
bonus?
That would be the $7 million.
Mad stuff. Mad stuff.
Yeah,
So
but incentive-wise,
overall-
it could go up to $20 million by the second year.
So overall, what was it? 2 year? What? 30?
Nah,
14?
Probably 2 years, $20 million.
Yeah,
220?
yeah.
That's not bad. That's
If
not
it
bad.
can go
14
up to
guaranteed.
$20 million by the second year, that's probably what it is.
14
I
guaranteed.
thought it would be higher than that. But
Yeah.
that's not-
I think we talked about it last time. We were leaning more towards FNS coming back after the talks of where we were with regards to Josh Allen's contract and the other guys. And then we saw Dawson Knox reworking his deal, Deon Dawkins extensions. I mean, I'm like, they're gearing up to do something.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't see that.
yeah, there's a reason why Josh is still sitting there. What you looking at?
Jacoby goes back to New England.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Who?
Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, yeah. He was.
And Kendrick Bourne went back.
Oh, they
Oh,
signed
wow.
him?
Yep.
Wow.
Kendrick Bourne back there.
Well, now that Bill Belichick is gone, they probably get some wide receivers. Yeah, for some
Right.
reason, he's never could draft a good wide receiver, dude.
Nope. That's well. I mean, he did draft Edelman.
Did he?
Yeah,
7th round.
yeah, he did. He drafted Edelman. Did he draft Welker? No, I think he signed. Yeah, he signed Walker from
signed
Miami,
Walker?
didn't
Yeah,
he?
he signed Walker. I think Edelman only worked out because he was with Brady.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think he worked. I mean that, but
Remember he got good playing time out of Chris Hogan.
yeah. Yeah, I think he
right.
worked out because
That's right.
I think they had that
7-11.
system.
Just right after we did good with him.
7-11.
That system was everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I free agency wise, I don't think there's a lot out there I'm like clamoring over right now.
I would which I still out there?
Who was that?
Gardner Johnson, C.J. Gardner Johnson, or Chauncey Gardner Johnson.
Yeah, he's on the list, but
Is he?
he's on the list. But they got Cam Lewis back, they got Taylor Rapp, and they're about to draft James Williams and Cam Kinchen. So
Yeah, right on time. Lindsay was asking if Gardner Johnson was still available for
yep,
safety.
still out there.
And then I would take Wichita too, but I don't know where they're gonna put him.
Who's that?
Like, obviously you don't want him to start over, but that Devin White, man.
Devin,
Linebacker.
yeah, I really wish they would have switched to a standard 4-3 this year. But
Do
again,
what?
if they,
You said do what?
I really wish the Bills would have switched to a 4-3. I easily would have taken Tyrell Dodson back in that case.
Yeah.
If we switch to a 4-3, or even get a guy like Devin White, you know what I mean? Either one of those guys in my mind would have been great coming in here working with the other two guys we got.
Give me T-Dot. I can't
Yeah.
believe we're saying this. Sitting here almost a year ago today with man F-25, get out of here. What'd you say?
Yeah, that was definitely us, bro.
That was.
I see a nice young center here that we might grab.
Who?
Aaron Brewer from the Tennessee.
Oh yeah. I was looking him up, 2 weeks ago when we were talking about when we were doing the series on offensive lineman. Yeah, he's another guy I would like. He great run blocker, smart guy, and pretty athletic too. I think he's got a pretty good relative athletic score. I'm looking at. Well, let's table the rest of this for now because it's 8:39. We still got to get to the worst moments. We got a couple very early on because I put it at the top of the chat. Lindsay said wide right twice. And then Chris says Romo saying not wide right again. Let me see what else. Chris. So Chris's scenario was sitting Doug Flutie was the worst, the most embarrassing moment.
T, you here? I know T hears that. That probably spruced it right on up.
You felt that in your soul.
Yes.
Let me see. Most embarrassing moment. What you got?
Can I say it again?
Yo.
Aaron Maben over Brian Orakpo.
Yo, for real.
Aaron Maben over Orakpo. He was
Yeah.
right there.
That was bad.
He was right there.
That was bad, man.
I
Mac,
mean,
what you got?
The Flutie one was.
That was
I
tough.
really thought that we was cursed because of that. I really did.
we were.
I really did, man.
I'll put that juju on him.
I'm staring at Arakpo's picture right now on the screen.
Oh, you want to stare at him? Look at his stats. He had 132 games. Maven's 48.
Unbelievable.
Maven had 0 interceptions. Arakpo 1. Arakpo 1 pick 6. Arakpo 66 sacks. So Maven 6.
6 career sacks, bro.
6 career sacks. He had 294 solo tackles to 27 solo tackles.
Wait, is that their whole career?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mind you, he didn't get them 6 sacks in Buffalo.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Matter of fact, because he got 2 on us
Right.
in New York.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God, that's right.
He had Arakpo 12 fumbles forced to Maven's 5. Arakpo 4 forced fumbles recovered to Maven's 0. What was the number I was looking at? Oh yeah, Maven 27 tackles to Arakpo's 294. Yeah, Pro Bowls Arakpo 4, Maven goose egg. So yeah, that pissed me off. And you guys are there to witness it. What is brotherhood?
There were a few. I think one of the ones that comes to my mind is the loss to the Cowboys here at home.
The night game?
On Monday night.
Yeah.
That was everybody and their mama, even the people on TV were saying, why would you not guard the sidelines?
Yeah.
You knew they had like a minute, probably exactly a minute or less to get down the field. And you just let them get sideline to sideline to sideline and then kick the field goal to win it.
I remember that game because I was glad I was working.
Yeah, I was at that game, bro.
Oh, you were there?
I was at that game.
I thought we were getting mollywop, but I remember I was getting close to the end, and they're like, "Yo, the Bills took lead." Man, I got my kind. And I stood, like you said that day when you said you stood at the TV. I stood there. I remember I stood at home. I was looking at them like, "Mom, move out the way. Hold on."
Okay, real quick. This is my next one, and then I got to think about one. The other Monday night game, the Leotis McKelvin game.
The New England.
It's on my list. Can I set that up?
Go ahead, please.
Where were you when that game was going on?
I was watching it on TV at home.
I know where I was because it was somebody's birthday at Tully's with amongst friends, you know. And somebody decided it was a good idea. It wasn't quite you, but you decided you were going to get in on it to call your stepfather, your pop. I don't know how you going to.
I think B called. He called somebody.
Called your stepfather, and you was like, "Yo, I'm gonna text him." I'm like, "Don't do it." I was like, "Don't do it." I'm telling y'all, don't do it. And they was crunk, dude. They was in there. I'm like, I don't know why y'all did that. Next thing you know, I'm like, see, I was calm as could be because it was Brady on Monday. Or was it Monday night or whatever? It was a night. I think it was Monday night. And I'm like, yo. It's Brady on national TV against the Bills. We didn't have Josh. We had nobody. So I knew we were going to be a plant. But nobody at the table knew besides me, I guess.
Keyshawn was like, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't do it.
And they were tight. I mean, I was
this
like,
game was over, bro. He was like, it's not.
Keyshawn knew the future of 13 seconds was coming, and this was just a small indication of what was next. You know,
of it.
Steve writes in, trading away the pick that would turn into Mahomes, who will beat us during our JA17 window. # window always open.
Steve, I didn't want to beat that down, but that would have made that's honorable mention on my list. That's pinned with Arakpo. That's pinned right up there with it.
Oh yeah.
Because
for everything we've been enduring because of that team,
telling me trading back and getting Trey White. I don't care about his personality. I don't care about his fan favorite. Which one was more impactful on their team, even position wise?
Yep.
I wanted Mahomes.
Right. You needed a quarterback. Period.
I was like, yo, everybody's like, yo, Mahomes is second round. I said, even better, but I want Mahomes.
He was one of my guys that exceeded draft profiles. Where they said, oh, man, like, dude, they were saying KC reached on this one. Like, I don't know, and he's going to regret this one. Now look at him.
Right. I was like, okay, he reached all right.
Now, to me, the Bills not picking him is not a huge slap in the face because I still believe I don't think he becomes Pat Mahomes if he comes here. I really
That's
don't.
also a great point. That is also great. You know what? I don't think that gets talked about enough. I think I've said something similar to that before, but I think you said it like clear and outright. I don't think I've done that. But that's a great point. And that probably needs to be brought up every single time that somebody says this. Would Sean McDermott have been able to get out of Mahomes what Andy Reid was able to get out of him? You could just shake your head no, bro. It's okay.
No, I'm trying to think here, because
Like
Mahomes would have to start.
Like I can paint it up. So his first year, Mahomes didn't see the field at all. Mm-hmm. So he sat his entire rookie season.
That's very McDermott-esque,
right? He sat his very. But again, he had weapons on his team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He didn't have that in Buffalo, right? I'm not
Mahomes
saying
would have been playing with who was the leading receiver in that Texans game, the playoff game. Duke Williams.
Yeah.
That would have been his best receiver at that point.
And I'm not saying that he wouldn't have been good. Like, I still think Pat Mahomes, no matter what team he's on, he's going to be good. But I don't think he wins 3 Super Bowls and is the MVP and as dominant as he is with the Chiefs if he came to the Bills. I do not think so.
Yeah, Mahomes would have had Deontay Thompson, Kalen Clay, Zay Jones, Jordan Matthews, Kelvin Benjamin, Andre Holmes, and Brandon Tate. He would have still had LaShawn McCoy, but that's about it. He had Joe Webb.
Versus what? Travis Kelce,
Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt.
Oh, he did have Kareem Hunt.
Let's see. Was Tyreek there? I don't think Tyreek was there yet, though.
He wasn't. Well,
his first year.
Yeah.
Well, when he sat, I think when he played, when he got to start,
the year he started, Tyreek Hill.
Are you sure he was there?
I think so.
Because it was 2018, right?
So
when he drafted or when he played?
No, when he started playing.
Yeah, it was 2018 because he was drafted in 17.
He played the same year.
Yeah, he did.
Same year. Josh played.
Yeah, he did. Tyreek. Yeah, he went for. Yeah, he did.
See what I'm saying? So I don't think, like I said, not to say that he still wouldn't have been good, but he would have been the dominant best quarterback in the NFL right now if he would have got drafted by the Bills.
Yeah. Real quick, Lindsay writes in, Mel, I agree with that. Would Mahomes become the player that he is if he was under McDermott? Steve also writes in, Mahomes and Allen work on any team. It's in their DNA. If Josh can be Josh here, Mahomes can be Mahomes here, and vice versa.
Like I said, do he think he would have won a Super Bowl here?
Eventually, or
in the same amount of time? So, like I said, had we
so let me
don't draft Josh. All
right, so let me ask you
this:
Draft
Mahomes the year before.
Would we have Diggs at some point? Because Mahomes with Diggs and Dalton Kincaid, and if it's a vacuum and just doing a switch, I think he would have a Super Bowl.
But here's the thing. All right, so I will give you the COVID year when we got Diggs when we blew
I want the COVID. No, go ahead.
But is Josh on KC?
No.
This is assuming Josh is on KC.
We're just swapping them out.
Just a direct swap.
Dude, with Josh with Kelce and Hill?
Yeah.
Well, he might not have won that, but you said the same year. So are you talking about the first year? I mean, I think he would have had one in Buffalo by now. I'm not saying maybe that year, but
I don't know.
But if he did, then he would probably have to beat Josh and the Chiefs.
I think he would. Yeah. I think him and Diggs would have beat him.
Really? Oh no, you on your I hope stuff.
But
right
dude,
now.
you got
I can see it in your face.
No, I really do.
Same coaches though.
Yeah, I really think.
So you got Steve, you got Spags.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think even Lindsay saying I disagree a little with that. I think it's easy to say that both players staying in their skin and being who they are become the same exact person. But if that was the case, Jerry Hughes wouldn't have become a much better player here than he was with the Colts who drafted him, right? So my point is, coaching makes that much of a difference for players. And excuse me, if you look at matter of fact, you can even look at who Kirk Cousins was under the Redskins offensive coordination with Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay and O'Connell and all those boys. Bobby Slowick was there too, working with Kirk Cousins. The man was throwing for 4,000 yards every season. He gets to Minnesota. He's got a defensive-minded head coach. He's throwing for 3,000. But they ain't getting to the playoffs. And granted, he didn't get to the playoffs with Washington, but his numbers were significantly better with Washington than they were with Minnesota. So all that is to say, I think coaching makes enough of a difference for players for us to be able to say, objectively, it's not a guarantee that both players would have been the same, just, simply swapping teams. I think, Dayball being with Josh is what made Josh into who he is. And now Sean McDermott is just managing the monster that Dayball created. I think in terms of Andy Reid, took what was already a monster in college and fine-tuned him to make him the next Tom Brady mentally. That, to me, is the bigger difference here. Not saying that Josh is not, capable of thinking the game and being elite in his mindset, but there's an advantage in terms of scheme. There's an advantage in terms of the way the team is constructed. There always has been an advantage in the way that the Chiefs coach and run their team versus the way that the Bills coach and run their team. It's innate in the way that the NFL is today in terms of them, this being an offensive league now and not depending on running backs and the way that, certain positions are paid. The Chiefs have been ahead of the curve with all of those things. The Bills have not. So, I would love to say that both guys are who they are. I have to factor coaching into that, and I don't think it would be the same. Steve says Josh will be winning in KC and dating Taylor. So it wouldn't be Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce would just be on the sideline chilling, and it would be Josh with Taylor.
Do you think he would have got the State Farm deal too if Josh is in KC?
Probably.
Josh would have got
bigger
it?
market?
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Whose turn is it?
Real quick. Lindsay writes in, nah, Josh doesn't want all that hype. Fits Kelsey's personality like a glove. You think so?
Yes.
That's my whole. He's spotlight dude.
Kelsey. He's right for it.
Okay.
Who's up? What you got, Matt?
Off topic, but we can get our running back back.
Which one?
Blackshear.
Raheem?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
I love that dude.
Yeah,
Really?
Why? He just got cut or something?
He's a free agent.
Oh wow. Real quick, Steve writes in, Mahomes with Dayball would be him, but McDermott would still choke 13 seconds if we swap Josh and Mahomes. Yeah, I think that's kind of my point. Yeah, coaching does all of that. Let me see.
The thing is, Josh would have had a full year to sit, and Mahomes would have had to play immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Josh is as careful with the ball as Mahomes is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think anywhere you put him, that's going to rear his ugly
He's
head.
going to throw interceptions.
He might have 5,000 yards, but he going to get you them 20 interceptions. And it might be in inopportune times, like 13 seconds the other way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I'm not going to sit here and say Mahomes is Mahomes in Buffalo, but I think Mahomes would have had a Super Bowl here, or at least been the one.
Yeah, I think he might have been the one because he wouldn't have thrown. Well, see, this is the other thing too. Like, how many interceptions in the playoffs has Josh thrown? I think he's got one of the best touchdown to turnover ratios in the playoffs, ever.
He has more touchdowns than Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson in the playoffs combined.
Well, Lamar don't count. Lamar only played 3 games, 2 games.
Right, he's only played 3 games.
I hate that stat. They always say how many games he played.
But he also he got more touchdowns than Mahomes in the playoffs.
That's true.
I mean, that's true, but how many of those touchdowns was him trying to fight back?
Right.
There's so many different ways you can spin this thing.
Right.
It's like,
and again, to A's point, Mahomes didn't have to do that much.
That's what I'm
His team
saying.
Was, you know what I'm saying?
He do his work.
Josh had to do everything.
Right.
But see, the thing is, too, Mahomes do his work, and then he preserves.
Right.
And then you see the games where he don't do nothing at the beginning of the game, and then when he has to, he turns that bad boy on.
Yeah.
And that's that clutch factor that I want out of what we have going on. I want to look at Buffalo and be like, 10 seconds. Y'all screwed up.
Right.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Y'all
I got seconds on the ball, and Josh is coming in. Y'all toast.
Y'all screwed up.
Yeah.
You be laughing like,
You got the fans cheering. Yeah, we got this. We got this.
No.
Josh got the ball.
Look at the score. Like, we know.
I'll put it like this.
Just wait.
I'll put it like this. The players that Mahomes has had around him have always been better on offense than the players that Josh has had around him. Bar none, hands down. I don't care how you look at it. Roster-wise, he's had a better offensive line. He's had better receiving weapons. And he's had a better run game and running backs than Josh has ever had.
Any team that feels Kadarius Toney
does
not have a better wide receiver room than Buffalo.
I'm okay. If we're talking comparison this year, yeah, that's fine. But they have a significantly better offensive line, and they have the whole entire time, which is what offensive minded head coaches
got his ranked higher as offensive line. But no. All jokes aside, no. This is where Mahomes gets it from me. Mahomes gets it from me because the year they lost Tyreek, what did he do? Won a bowl. Then after that, they lost whoever, Juju, or who cares?
And they did it again.
Won another bowl
because they just cut MVS.
Yeah.
And they're like,
thanks for the Super Bowl, but all right, you're out of here.
Like, I'm gonna take my hardware with me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but. How many did you have? How many did you do?
I did 2 already.
You did 2? What do you got? You got another one?
Moments?
Yeah.
The first KC loss when Diggs was standing with his hands up. I felt bad for Diggs, man.
To me, that was one of my prouder moments. Was like, even though it was a loss. Yeah, that's what I said the last episode, because we did like the proudest Bills moments, right? And to me, that signified the first time that the NFL had to respect the Bills, because they talked so highly about the Bills after that game in terms of, they here now. But you know what I'm saying?
To me, it's like somebody who never expected to do anything and you won second place. Yay, here's your silver medal.
Yeah, I get that.
But just to me, what got me, I do agree, because I felt like we were relevant.
Yeah, finally.
But the thing that got me was Diggs' face as he's watching the whole celebration.
Yeah.
And McDermott having to go and get this dude and come back in the locker room. Like, you could tell he wanted it so bad. And
I should have signed with the damn Chiefs.
And I felt bad for him, man. I really did, man. Dang.
Real quick, Daniel McLeod, welcome to the show. I'm not sure if you've commented before, but I like this comment. He says Allen just restructured, should be well under the cap.
Yep. Oh, he did.
Yeah, he said I guess they just did it.
Yeah, I was waiting. That's the one. They got room.
Right. So he said, I think we're going to make a move for Ridley so we can focus on our defense. Our defense lost in the first 2 rounds. We still have Shorter in our back pocket. That's the only part of this comment I'm not a fan of.
What?
Is having Shorter in our back pocket. I still think he's going to end up being a special teamer, to be honest.
No, and I'm good with that. The part of the comment why I don't care. I value the comment. I don't care about Ridley only because the draft is so deep at wide receiver, and I think we'll take 2 more. We'll take 2 later on.
So here's I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just real quick, the number right now is 16.7 we got with Josh.
Nice.
16.7.
Yeah.
And Ridley is only looking at, I think his number was like
16 or something like that. Wasn't it 15?
No,
16?
it was like 14.
Was it that low?
Yeah, it was like 14.
Oh, it dropped. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about $8 or $9 million cap hit.
Right. I mean, for a guy, and he's 29, but you got a veteran guy coming in, great against man and zone. He's still got speed and his size isn't bad too. Basically, he's a slightly more athletic Steph Diggs.
And you can go Javon Baker or something like that later on. So,
right.
Or Malachi Corley.
It definitely allows you to like totally revamp your defense in the draft and not have to get a receiver. I still want them to do it, just because I want a pipeline, like you said, but it makes it so that you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If that was to happen, was he here? You think he's only here like a 2-year max deal? Or 1 year?
Yeah.
Really? It would have to be something like that for me to be palatable.
Yeah.
Anything more than that is just a waste of my time.
Because he's 29 now.
Yeah. So this is probably his 30th season. Is your 30th season?
He'll be 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a slap on my face. But I can allow one or 2 guys, but not a whole bunch of in situations where you're trying to get it in lieu of a young guy,
right?
Like they've been doing.
Right. Well, I guess that's that. So for me, if you're gonna go Tavondre Sweat at 28, but then you go, Worthy or Leggett if he falls, or Franklin, you know what I'm saying? If you go one of those guys in the second round, I'm still very happy because now you've got an impact player at the number 2 wide receiver spot this year. There's still no guarantee that your first round draft pick wide receiver is going to come in and be a major impact player. You kind of if you're going draft route, you kind of just need him to be a good distraction. Right. You know what I'm saying? But having Ridley here to play with Diggs, I mean, you have to worry about that. You got 3 great route runners with Shakir being in there. You got to worry about that. That's and then you couple into that, you put Kincaid on the field with those guys. Right. How are you stopping that in an air raid offense? Like I'm sorry, there's no way you get into that. Getting to the quarterback on that.
So I can piss out on your good times with my next low light.
Please do.
Draw your attention to my screen. The 6-3 Cleveland Browns game. I was there.
Not my cornflakes.
We lost to a 2 for 27.
Yeah. Was that EJ?
2 of 17. Trent. It was Trent. It was Trent Edwards.
That's right.
Trent Edwards, 16 of 31 for 152, and people said this guy was good.
Why did you hate Trent Edwards so much?
Where shall I start? Let's see.
It's already 9 o'clock, just so you know.
I know. T, I'm going to take this one on the chin because I got some things I got to say about this.
Is he your most hated quarterback for the Bills?
He probably is.
Really?
I think
over EJ Manuel?
Oh, he's in the conversation. I thought.
Wow.
You know what?
I think I like the
Todd
EJ.
Collins.
He just
I
didn't
like
have
EJ.
enough.
Todd Collins
is on my list.
I didn't like J.P. Lossman.
Rob Johnson is on my list.
I didn't like J.P. Lossman. I didn't like Todd Collins. I definitely didn't like Trent. Mostly because he got the job and everybody like, oh yeah, we got our quarterback. I'm like, based on what? Yeah. Mr. Captain, check down for the next 10. Nah, hell no. I'm not doing this for 10 years.
Wow.
This man would not put the ball down the field at all. Yeah. I think he had 230 yards. Matter of fact, the first time I ever met you, that was the game we had like 3 interceptions in the first half. And I went to Mighty Taco. I said, I'm out of here. I'll never forget. I met you. I knew you obviously, but at that point, I said, later for this clown.
Let me go to Mighty Taco and give me an El Nino.
Right. And
forget about these 3 picks.
Where are we? Let's see. I just want to
Bills
get this.
Bunker, what up?
I just want to get this number here real quick. I don't have it. Here. Why don't I have it? Wait, here it is. Let's see. Trent Edwards, 4 years in Buffalo, 60% completion rate. 60.
That's average.
Right. But the problem is, what was his average depth of target?
What was it?
Oh, so he got a 60 completion rate, but he was checked down. So like how you missing those completions?
I don't know. But once again, we're gonna find out.
I mean, it could be CTE from that hit he took.
I don't want to see that. That pissed me off too.
Why?
He wasn't good before that. He wasn't good.
He was playing great before that.
He was better.
Oh my!
He was not good. So you're telling me you look at Josh Allen for the last 7 years? You telling me the clown was good?
Everybody say after that. That's what Keith said. Everybody say, oh, after the hit, man, he really went down. But to Keith's point, he was better, but he never solidified like I'm the dude.
He never did.
He did in Buffalo for a drought team.
But they went. I mean, the thing that was impressive, he went 5-0.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Nobody had done that before then.
That's a team sport. It's team sport. He was trash.
What was the problem? Did we have what was good? Either our defense or offense? Because it's been very rare when we had both.
Well, we had Trent, so it had to be defense because he was trash.
But he had Lynch and. Did he have Lynch?
Yeah, he had Lynch. He had T.O. He had.
That might be why Lynch couldn't get off in Buffalo because the quarterback didn't threaten nobody.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's running against 8-man boxes all day long.
Exactly. Because he's not throwing down the field.
No,
right.
Not even.
Right.
Trent was garbage. Anyway, sitting through that game and the game being busted open by a muff punt. I stood there for 3 hours and 3 minutes it was 2 hours and like something minutes for a muffed punt to lose a game.
You didn't even see a touchdown in that game, Keith.
I did not see a touchdown.
Like nobody.
I was there. 2 for 17. Muhammad Massaquoi. It was who was the other guy? Bounce off their chest. It was the most ugly.
So
one.
you ain't see my man wave the flag.
Man, I didn't even know about him at the time. I was numb.
He might not have been there at the time.
Yo, did we have cheerleaders back then? Was
Yes.
the Jill still around?
We did.
Yes.
The Jills, yeah.
That's another thing that pisses me off, man. We got the stampede.
I didn't need him. I didn't need
What,
him.
the drummers?
I can't stand them.
Why?
He cannot stand the drummers.
You're not a fan of Drumline?
I don't call myself a musician, but I know how to play certain things.
Mm-hmm.
We could have did better than that, dude.
I can't.
Matter of fact, it's some churches that can perform better than that.
That part I think I agree with.
Well, yeah. But
I mean-
when I say I can't play, I'm not going to judge them because I'd be sounding like hot garbage out there with them. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, part of it is, where did they get these people from? Were they in local college, drill teams or not drill teams? What is it? The bands. And for an NFL team, I might want to make sure I'm getting the elite of the elite. Like, right? You didn't just pick any old Jills. You picked the best looking, the best dancers, the best everything. You know what I'm saying? So, just step the level up a little bit. We got a few comments here. Lindsay writes in, Rob Johnson made me sick, always running scared and getting sacked.
Robo-sack.
Robo-sack. Daniel writes in, the only thing I liked about Rob Johnson is every now and then he'd throw a big block for a running back.
yeah, you were hoping to get hurt.
The crackback blocks, that was his call to fame. Okay.
In my last moment, the Marcel Darius pick. That draft just pissed me off.
Who
You ain't like, what do he call himself? Big Daddy? Big what?
Darius?
Yeah, what was his nickname?
Big suck.
Oh, snap. No,
we had-
that's not an AO.
Well, I was already mad because Andrew Luck decided not to come out that year.
Who?
Because Andrew Luck.
Oh,
Because
that's
had Luck
right.
come out, we were getting Cam.
We were getting Cam.
And I wanted Cam. I knew we weren't getting Vine. Vine said I thought I was going to be a Bill. I don't know who told him that intel. Whatever. But when I got past Cam Newton and they said Marcel Darius, I said from Alabama. Who was that? Chris or was it OLI that hates Roll Tide? Remember on Friday somebody said, yeah, I feel
It might be
on that one.
OLI.
Okay.
That might be.
Yeah, so you telling me I took the number 3 pick as a Roll Tide? That was hard to stomach. So when you look further on down the line, you missed on AJ Green, Patrick Peterson, Julio Jones, Alden Smith, JJ Watt. Let's see, Ryan Kerrigan was good, but what about Cameron Jordan? What about Cam Hayward? What about Muhammad Wilkerson? What?
Wow.
But we ended up
Wow.
with Darius.
Marcel Drag Racer Darius.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got anything else? No. All right.
Phil Taylor. I mean, never mind.
Who?
Never mind.
All right,
Okay.
folks. Time to get your tickets out. See who won the raffle here, and get
He's
your
not
bets
gonna do
ready.
it.
See
He's
if I
not.
can get my keyboard going. For those of you who are new to the show, those of you watching on Facebook Live, this is a 90-second segment that we actually have seen people place bets on. It's whether or not I can finish our close in 90 seconds or not.
He usually doesn't.
I usually do now because I've made a concerted effort to try and steal people's money.
You did. It's fictional money. We don't take anybody's anything.
But I
what I
know
will
today
do-
I have a lot to get
What
to.
I
so
will do is I will take your subscriptions. I will take your likes. I will take your comments, and I will take you into the family of the Post Podium Podcast. So
You must have bet the under today because you just saved me having to say that.
oh snap!
You-
Well,
you,
hey,
you
whatever.
didn't realize that.
But no, sincerely, we celebrate 100 subs, and
Yes.
honestly, the subs for me, all it means is that people like us and what we do. I don't
Yeah.
care about nothing else. Just if you know somebody that might like our content, you know somebody that's interested in some Bills news, send them on my way. I'll take
Like
care of the
even
rest.
if it's only 100 forever, I'm still doing
I'm
this
good
every
with it.
single
I'll
time
take
I
care of the
can.
rest. Just send them over here.
Right. All right. Lindsay's taking it over. You might be right today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. Oh, that's not the right
Wow,
song.
yo, you're
Wrong
definitely
song.
off today.
I'm wow.
You only got
cow.
40 seconds with that one.
Whoa. Take it easy.
It was only 40
All
seconds.
right, here we go. I promise. All right, so you're hearing the music. It's time to get going. Listen, I want to thank everybody that's tuned in today. All the comments. I love engaging with y'all. I love the banter, the back and forth. It's always a great time. We always have a great laugh, and it's always authentic and real. That's why we do it live, okay? With that being said, we are now officially on every major podcast network available. We're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon Music, we're on iTunes, we're on what was the other one? iHeartRadio. Okay, so check us out if you're on the go and you don't have YouTube Premium and you can't listen to the show, with the screen off. Now you can go to another platform that can play just the sound. The later episodes that I'm putting up now do have the video with them. If you're a visual person, you can check that out. All the ones that are going up, recently, including this one, are all going to be video too. With that being said, Basketball Truth and Knowledge. If you're an NBA fan, you like watching basketball or listening to basketball talk, my oldest son's got his own podcast. Check him out. Basketball Truth and Knowledge is the podcast. With that being said, I think that's just about everything. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can get notifications. I think
make that thing ring-a-ling.
Yeah, make that thing ring-a-ling. All right, so with that being said, this has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all true, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
Billy Mack. Just Keith.
And we out. I did it. Sorry, Lindsay.
He had help.
I did have help.